3 times, St. Joe Ogden has been turned away in the title game. Will the 4th time be a charm? The Reapers from Plano hope to harvest their first state title in their first appearance in the championship game. 2 unbeaten teams meet on the IHSA TV network.
And we welcome you back here to Memorial Stadium in Champaign for this Battle of Unbeatens for the Class 3A State Championship. It is the Spartans and the Reapers here on the IHSA television network. I'm Jim Spencer here in the booth along with Steve Mays, and we welcome you back onto the broadcast. And Steve, earlier today, and kind of all day long, we've seen diversified offenses that throw the football up and down the field. Tonight, in this one, in our finale on the first day, it's back to the basics.
That's right. It's really going to change. Both these teams are ground-oriented. They're going to run the football. They're going to isolate one guy, go man-on-man, and just try and get after it, push people around. A lot different. They will throw the ball. We do have a couple quarterbacks that's thrown for 1,000 yards, but both of these teams are basically run-oriented teams, Jim.
Yeah, Plano in the championship game for the first time ever, and St. Joseph Ogden in for the 3rd time. Here's the road to Champaign for St. Joseph Ogden. Steve, in the final 3 rounds, the second round, the quarterfinals, and the semifinals, St. Joe's has rallied to win all 3 of those games.
They really have. You look at, they haven't really put a whole lot of points on the board, a lot of close games. Maybe that'll pay dividends here in the state championship game.
In that quarterfinal game, they were actually down 21-7 at the end of the first quarter. Now for Plano, the exact opposite. Outside of that hiccup where they gave up 37 points to Westmont in the second round, they have steamrolled their way into this title game.
That's right. Really on a roll. Almost 100 points in the last 2 games. Really putting up a ton of points. A lot of different weapons. We're going to talk a lot about Nick Nasty, but don't settle on him. They've got a lot of other weapons, Jim.
98-7 combined the last 2 weeks, knocking off teams from the Big Rivers Conference and knocking off the defending Class 3A champions from Bureau Valley. Bureau Valley had won 26 games in a row until last week in that big loss. Now, key players first for offense for St. Joseph Ogden, Mark Gomes.
Yeah, exactly right. He's a guy he's going to be in the I formation, fullback in front of him. They're going to have to give him 25 or 30 carries to have some success, Jim.
And on the defensive side of the ball for the Spartans, we're looking at, I believe, Blake Speckman is the young man that we're going to talk about. Not actually Zach Becker.
They switched to Zach Becker. Look at that. He has just been all over the place. That 24 TFL, that's tackles for loss. So he gets after it. He will blitz. He will come hard. He'll drop into coverage. He's quite a football player.
And now for Plano, a nomination for the all-name team, Nick Nasty. Actually, I'm sorry, on offense first. We're going to talk about Nasty in a moment, but on offense, it's Jared Ferguson.
Jared Ferguson from his wingback position. He will block, he will go out for passes, and he's also rushed for 1,000 yards. Very key offensive player for Plano.
He's averaging over 30 yards per reception as well. And now we get to say Nick Nasty, key defensive player for the
Well, he's
Reapers.
their all-everything. He's a 3-4 year starter, a great wrestler, just a great kid. And Coach Jim Green would like to have him for a couple more years. Really been a key player for the Plano Reapers.
Yeah, Nasty, a 3-year starter, and is being recruited by Illinois among some other Division I programs. All right, as we look ahead here, as the Reapers and the Spartans get ready to battle, we're now going to send it to Memorial Stadium public address announcer Jeff Fritzen for the introduction of tonight's starting lineups.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for this Class 3A state championship. For St. Joseph Ogden, head coach Dick Duvall. And now the starting defense for the Spartans. At safety, number 7, Tyler Johnson. At corner, number 10, Lucas Graves. At safety, number 81, Brody Hollowell. At corner, number 6, Mark Gomes. At linebacker, number 19, Michael Cessna. At linebacker, number 44, Nick Chrisman. At linebacker, number 5, Blake Speckman. Defensive end, number 55, Mike Belaski. Defensive tackle, number 68, Cord Schaefer. At nose guard, number 57, Joe Peters. And at defensive end, number 40, Zach Becker. Now for Plano High School, head coach Jim Green. And the starting offense for the Reapers at wingback number 8, Jared Ferguson. Halfback number 3, Luis Alvarado. At fullback number 44, Nick Nasty. Quarterback number 5, Brooke Bott. Tackle 75, Javier Hernandez. Tackle number 62, Robbie Lamaster. Center 54, Donnie Poot. Guard number 74, Ben Quintero. At guard number 55, Dan Bocek. Tight end number 43, Matt Smith. And at tight end number 82, Eric Nelson.
All right, as unbeaten St. Joseph Ogden matches up with unbeaten Plano. Here are your Chevrolet keys to the game, brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. Check out the American Revolution going on right now. Steve, the keys for SJO.
Well, we had to put Get Nasty on there definitely, because if they don't stop Nick Nasty, this game is over, and it's over quickly. Mixed bag offensively, Jim. They are going to have to mix it up. We talked to Coach Jim Green. He said the same exact thing. And then the same thing, keep it close. They've got to go into the fourth quarter within 7 points of the football game.
And for Plano, it's the same one. The
well,
same
Get
key.
Nasty, they better give it to them too. Let them run the football today. They got to force the issue. We know they've done that all year. Just keep forcing the issue and then keep on rolling. We talked about the almost 100 points they put on the board the last 2 games. They just got to keep it rolling.
Playing their best football of the year right now, and they force the issue as more of a defensive thing. They're a very aggressive defense.
Right.
They're going to blitz, and they need to continue to do that to be successful. All right, so we're set and ready for the opening kickoff. The Reapers are going to get it first, and getting ready to kick off for St. Joseph Ogden wearing number 44. You see him right there, Mr. Everything for St. Joseph Ogden. We're going to talk about him a lot tonight because I don't think he ever leaves the field. Nick Chrisman will boot it away. And here's the approach and the kick. It's a nice high kick, and Jared Ferguson gets a chance for the Reapers, and he's got a seam up the middle, out across the 35, and dumped down at about the 39-yard line. Jared Ferguson, our offensive key player for Plano, with a solid kickoff return of 26 yards to start off this 3A state championship game. And at kickoff, you see the weather there, wind out of the south at 8. It is a little bit of a factor, but still, for 7 o'clock, the day after Thanksgiving, it's 48 degrees. It's beautiful.
Hey,
Feels
keep
balmy.
that temperature around 50, Jim. We're okay. Those wind conditions are great, too. Around 7 or 8, that's fine.
Never mind the fact that I just put my winter coat on. It feels great out here.
I wasn't going to say anything about that.
Out of the wing tee, it is a option fake up the middle, and they run to Jared Ferguson, and a solid run for Ferguson near first down yardage.
Jared Ferguson comes into the game, 96 carries, over 1,000 yards and 18 TDs. They'd love to get him out of his wingback position and get him up the field.
This is wing tee football.
At its finest.
This is wing tee football in the mold of Bob Reed and Geneseo and Augustana. Jim Green, the head coach at Plano, a Plano grad, but also went to Augustana. Didn't play football there, but he liked what they did with this system as they run the fullback up the middle here for first down yardage. Nick Nasty touches the ball for the first time in the game. As we look at the starting offensive line for Plano, Javier Hernandez, he is a man, 6'7", 315 pounds. And you see Quintero, Pote, Bocek, and Lamaster. And in the backfield, the quarterback, Brooke Bott, he's a 3-year starter. Pretty good baseball player, from what we understand.
Great baseball player, right.
And there you see the rest of the starting lineup for the Reapers. They have a first down here on their first possession of the ball game. They're now inside of SJO territory at the 47-yard line. And it is Nick Nasty trying to get off right tackle, and he gets about 3 or 4 yards there.
You know, it's amazing. Nick Nasty has been able to pick up 1,600 yards rushing. He does nothing fancy. That's their same play they're going to run with him all the time. That little belly play, Bottle reverse out, hand the ball to Nasty, and he just runs people over.
Brooke Bott, 5'10", 195-pound senior quarterback. Fakes first man, gives second man. Here comes Ferguson off the left side. He's got the 30. He might go. He's to the 20, and see you later. Jared Ferguson dances into the end zone with a 43-yard touchdown run. And Plano scores first. It takes less than 2 minutes for them to find the end zone.
Wow, their offensive line just got off the football. Great block by the tight end, Eric Nelson. You're going to see the other tight end, Matt Smith, getting after it. Look at that. Blockers getting downfield. You just see number 62, Robbie LeMaster. That's great when you can get your guards and tackles down the field that far. And Jared Ferguson does the rest.
Jared Ferguson with over 1,000 yards rushing coming into the game, and now out of the swinging gate, the Reapers will try the conversion kick, and it's going to be a sophomore, Kevin Jernigan, to try the conversion kick. And it is right down the middle. 10:16 to go in your opening quarter. It's 7-0 Plano. The Reapers will be kicking off to the Spartans when we come back after this timeout. Here's another look at this 43-yard touchdown run for Jared Ferguson. Basically untouched.
Yeah, he's their all-everything. There's no doubt about it. Great compliment to Nick Nasty. He's got that outside speed. And what a great start. If you're running the wing T offense, you'd love to get up early because then you could just grind it out. 19th rushing touchdown of the year. And Jernigan with the kickoff, and it's going to sail into the end zone here at Memorial Stadium. Wind was at Jernigan's back, and he puts it in the end zone for a touchback. Boy, we've really seen some really good special teams play this weekend. There's no doubt about it. Some very good kickers. Both sides. St. Joe will have a very good sophomore kicker as well.
4 plays, 61 yards, a minute 44 off the clock to start the game. 43-yard touchdown run to cap it off by Jared Ferguson. So Isaiah Olson, senior quarterback for the Spartans, will go with an empty backfield here. To start off, they're going to run a sweep. Coming near side, that's Gones, who's normally the tailback. They put him in motion. They lined him up as a receiver, put him in motion, tried to run a sweep. As we look at the starting offensive line for the Spartans, Koss, Cooper, Bensel, Belaski, and Roll. Belaski in for the injured Eli Marlowe. And there's the backfield, our key offensive player, Mark Gones. Gones has rushed for 1,715 yards coming in.
He's had an absolute great year. This is a great offensive unit. They've been together for a couple years now. Really can put some points on the board.
Olson screens it out on the far side, and that is going nowhere. Nick Chrisman made the catch. It's going to go for a loss in a 3rd and long here for the Spartans.
That's the play you're going to have trouble running against Plano. If you're going to try and run side to side, they just have so much speed on that defensive group, and they can really run to the football.
Plano runs a 3-5. Quintero, Cabala, and Smith up front, then 5 sensational linebackers.
Exactly.
Diaz, LeMaster, Nick Nasty again, Bocek, and Peruski.
I thought Plano's coach, Jim Green, made a nice point. He said he wasn't getting good play out of those front 3, made a couple switches. Those guys, their job is to keep the offensive line off of those 5 backers. They've done a lot better job in the last 4 or 5 weeks. 3rd
and long, and it's going to go to Gones as he tries to get off left tackle, and he carries out to about the 23-yard line, about 7 yards short of the first down. So a punting situation for the Spartans.
You know the thing about Gones isn't a big kid. He's only 5'11", 165. So for him to have almost 280 carries in a season, that's a lot of carries for a kid his size.
So Nick Chrisman will punt it away. Twin safeties back deep for the Reapers. Nice high kick into the wind. And fair catch called for and made by Jared Ferguson in pretty good field position off the 30-yard kick from Chrisman and no return. And Plano will start at its own 47-yard line.
Very, very good field position here. It doesn't matter that they do have the wind here at their back. They're not going to throw the football. They threw it 87 times total for the year. So they're not looking to throw the football at all.
Scoring numbers on your screen there for St. Joseph Ogden. Not many close games for the Spartans during the regular season, but they've played some tight ones here in the postseason. So the Reapers up to the line of scrimmage. Kind of like that nickname as well. There's a wing T look. It's a right formation out of the wing T. And it is going to be a handoff off the right side, and on the run was Alvarado, and he's got first down yardage. They went right that time with the other halfback. It's a pickup of 15 and another Reaper first down.
Boy, what a compliment he is to Jared Ferguson and Nick Nasky. Another kid, he's got 725 yards coming into this game as well. He got over 100 carries, so they're not afraid to give it to Alvarado either.
Well, now the only thing that we haven't seen out of the wing T is the quarterback, a double dive sort of thing, a belly keep, and Brooke Bott is more than capable of running that as well.
You might see that right on this play right here, because he's an exceptional runner as well.
So the wing is to the right again. And it's a give up the middle to the fullback, Nick Nasty. And Nasty with tough yardage. It's going to be second down and short upcoming for the Reapers. Will go down to the field for Sarah Kustok. Sarah.
Thanks, Jim. Well, head coach Jim Green of Plano said that they are working on perfecting their fakes. They've reached almost 50 points in the last 3 playoff games they had, and he has said their offense, it's tough to stop if you don't know who has the ball. So watch for that in their running game today.
Brooke Bott, especially at the quarterback position. If you can fake well at the quarterback position with this offense, it's pretty tough to defend.
Well, that's what you should watch here. He just carries out his fakes great, and so do the running backs, Jim.
And here Nasty runs up the middle as the Spartan defense up to the task there. It'll be interesting to watch how many times Brooke Bott gets tackled tonight when he doesn't have the ball. And that is the mark of a great wing T quarterback, when you get tackled when you don't have the football.
That's right. You know, he's a real smart quarterback. He was really, last year when they lost in the semifinals to Plano Unity, coach decided to put a little more of the game plan in his favor, and they allow him to make audibles now at the line of scrimmage. He's done a great job with that, getting it to the right person at the right time.
So here at third down for the Spartans, and it is going to be Bott on the keeper around the left side, the belly keep, and it is going to be a first down run for the quarterback, Brooke Bott. Bott, a great all-around athlete, picks up 12 there and gets a first down. Played baseball at Plano as a freshman. Here you see the run again.
Little double dive action, double belly, whatever you want to call that, and Bott just loves to take off with that football. He's got some size to him as well.
Yes,
he's not just a little guy in there. He can take the punishment.
When he's done at Plano, he's going to have 10 varsity letters.
Wow.
4 varsity letters in baseball, 3 varsity letters in basketball, 3 varsity letters in football. First down for the Reapers as they convert a third down there. Nasty with a seam-off right tackle inside the 20. Just love saying that. Nick Nasty.
Right. Well, when we talked to St. Joe coach Jim Green, we asked him, Dick Duvall, he knew he couldn't just line up and play smash mouth football with Plano. They've got to do some other things, and right now they're starting to blitz some backers. Let's see if they can shut down this offense, something they're really having problems with.
For most of the season, Nasty, he battled an ankle injury, a high ankle sprain, and he has been at full strength in the playoffs, and he has just been a ton. Here's a handoff to Ferguson, coming to the near side, cuts back at the 10, and he's close to another Reaper first down.
Boy, what I like about this offense, it's so quick. It's so quick hitting. If you're a defensive player, you got to make a decision right now who you think has the football. If you don't, somebody's past you. And Ferguson, Nasty, Alvarado, they just get after it.
So they're going to measure here to see if it was a first down run. So far, Plano has run 9 plays in the game for 98 yards, and St. Joseph Ogden has run 3 plays for 3 yards.
Right. I'm going to say this is a first down. I'll make my first call of the night. It looks like he did get enough for the first down.
We mentioned Nick Nasty and the high ankle sprain. Now he's rushed for over 1,600 yards coming into the game tonight in the playoffs. 4 playoff games. Nick Nasty, 842 yards rushing and 13 touchdowns.
Wow.
In 4 playoff games.
Well, he's getting healthy, you know.
Pretty darn
from a
healthy.
fullback position to average 7.6 yards per carry, that's pretty strong, you know, because he's getting hit right out of the box, but he's just so strong, he's carrying people for 2 and 3 yards.
Last week against Bureau Valley, Nasty had 166 yards and a couple of touchdowns as the chains are on the field.
We'll have to talk later in the game a little more about that. You know, they go and beat Bureau Valley, the defending state champions, and really put it to them 49-7. That was a score that I'm sure when it went up, that shocked a lot of people, Jim.
Launched the running clock.
Wow.
To end Bureau Valley's 26-game winning streak.
Right.
And we're going to have a timeout called by St. Joseph Ogden before this first and goal play for the Reapers. It's 7-0 Plano. Clock showing 5:32 for the first quarter. Looking ahead to tomorrow, 4 more games here on the IHSA television network. First game at 10 o'clock in the morning. Normal Community against Batavia. Sacred Heart Griffin out of Springfield will take on Woodstock Marion. Woodstock Marion, the only team to knock off Driscoll this year, who just captured the 6th consecutive state championship for the Highlanders. And then the 8A title game tomorrow afternoon at 4. Mount Carmel against Wheaton Warrenville South. And then the finale tomorrow night, it'll be Chicago St. Rita against Lake Zurich. So that's coming up tomorrow. 4 more games for you right here on the IHSA television network. Now out of this timeout, let's see if St. Joseph Ogden can get its defense together and stop this freight train known as the Plano offense right now.
I think that's a good call right there by Dick Duvall. Call a timeout, settle these kids down, try and get them back in the football game here.
Bott to Nasty in the flat, makes a man miss. Nasty into the end zone for the touchdown. They throw and they score a touchdown. Nick Nasty from 10 yards out on the pass from Brooke Bott. Bott with his 10th touchdown pass of the year, and it's 13-0 Plano. We're just over halfway through the first quarter.
Well, we told you could do a little bit of everything. That's a nice cut by a fullback getting into the end zone. Just very determined, and right away, Plano's out of the box, 13-0.
And Kevin Jernigan again for the conversion kick. 46 out of 54 coming in was the sophomore Jernigan. Also kicked for the team last year as a freshman. And that kick is good. It's 14-0. Plano has had the ball twice, and they've scored touchdowns twice, as this time they navigate 53 yards in 7 plays in just less than 3 minutes to get up by 2 scores.
There's a pretty spirited sideline there for Plano. They have excellent group of coaches, excellent group of captains, and I know after losing that semifinal game last year, they really wanted to get back in the state championship football game.
You look at the sidelines for St. Joseph Ogden, and you know, we told you before, they're used to being behind. In the quarterfinals against Decatur St. Teresa, they were down 21-7 at the end of the first quarter and came back and won that game. They found a way to win after being down 21-7, and they only managed 115 yards of total offense in that game and came back to win at 27-21. So the Spartans not intimidated by being down. They've been there before, and they've been able to come back and win.
That's a very good St. Teresa team as well. Had 2 exceptional players. You saw one of them tonight receive his All-State honor. It's Dunning.
Sean Dunning.
Sean Dunning was out here. But, boy, there's just a lot of good football around here in Central Illinois.
So once again, a kickoff upcoming from Kevin Jernigan. St. Joseph Ogden has only had the ball 1 time so far, and they went 3 and out. Here's another kickoff, and this time it's going to be returnable. Gomes will get a chance from the 3. Up the left hash mark. Gomes with a pretty good return out to the 31-yard line. A 29-yard return for Mark Gomes, and decent field position here for the Spartans, as there you see the scoring drive for the Reapers.
Something you wouldn't expect, a 10-yard completion. Plano does not like to throw the ball, but if you're going to put 8 or 9 guys in the box, they will try and throw it over to the top. That time, Bott found Nasty for a touchdown.
Kind of a power eye look here for the Spartans. Gomes looking left, now cutting back. He's got room to run. Gomes might go the distance. It's a foot race, and Mark Gomes is going to win it. He's going to take it 69 yards for a Spartan touchdown, and just like that, St. Joe Ogden right back in the football game.
That's exactly right. Go to your All-Stater. He's brought you here. The kid is exceptional. That was just a great cutback by Mark Gomes. Quarterback did a nice job getting him the ball very deep in the backfield. Gomes, look at the vision right there. Everything's going to the left. Makes a strong move upfield. 69 yards for the touchdown.
Against Plano, they're so aggressive with what they do. You've got to run some misdirection kind of things to make them pay for being so aggressive, and it pays off for St. Joseph Ogden right there. Here's the conversion kick. It is on the way, and Nick Chrisman bangs it through. 14-7. We have 3 touchdowns. We haven't even played 7 minutes yet. We've already got 3 touchdowns.
How many times have we seen that today where a team gets up on them early and then you think, oh man, this game's getting out of control, and right away the other team comes back. That's exactly what St. Joe did. They actually got their fans back into it. They got they're 5 miles away from this stadium. They got a lot of fans here. They finally got them into the football game.
St. Joseph Ogden about 12 miles away, 12 miles to the east of Champaign, and Plano 120 miles away, but they've got a great contingent of fans here as well. And what a great day it's been today. The weather's been perfect.
Right.
We've seen some great games, more history made by Driscoll. Now 30 consecutive playoff wins and counting for the Highlanders,
right,
as they've won 6 championships in a row. And before this kickoff, let's go back down to the field for Sarah Kustak. Sarah.
Thanks, guys. Just adding on to what you're saying, this 13 wins this season is the best that they've had, tying that 1999 team record. And also, they have the juice. They've been here 4 times, have not come up with that state title yet. So I guarantee you they're going to have a little more energy left to go. This is going to be a long game for both these teams.
Thank you, Sarah. And St. Joseph Ogden, we talked about the players not being intimidated by being down. Dick Duvall's been a coach for too long to be intimidated by being down.
Yeah, just talking to him before the game, you didn't sense it in him, and I'm sure all week he talked to his players about that. This is a very good Plano team, don't get me wrong. He's telling his players, but don't be intimidated. If you are, don't come out and play. And they showed it on that drive right there. They had the capability of bouncing back.
Nick Chrisman with the kickoff. Jared Ferguson fields at about the 13. There you see him coming to the near side, to the 30, and he is going to be wrapped up right there. Well, now, Steve, from a St. Joseph Ogden standpoint, you've got some confidence for your offense. You made a big play. Now your defense needs to prove it can stop them.
That's right. Your defense gets no rest, because here comes Plano right at you with that wing tee, as we're going to take a look at the scoring drive right there by St. Joe. 1 play, 69-yard Mark Gones touchdown. But now you got to find a way. Force a punt. You got to get your defense have some success. It's easy for us to say. Let's see what if they make any changes. They're still staying with a 6-man front here on defense.
Right formation for the Reapers, and it's a give to Alvarado, the second back, and he's got more positive yardage. He's going to have another first down as he carries out to the 46-yard line on a pickup of 16.
He's one of those speed backs that Plano has. Hits the hole very hard. Brooke Bott, once again, the quarterback, does a great job carrying out his fake. Took one of the linebackers with him, and Alvarado was able to pick up the first down.
Luis Alvarado, 2 carries, 31 yards for him in the game so far. Plano has run 12 plays, and they've converted 6 first downs on those 12 offensive plays. Handoff. Here comes Ferguson again to the near side, to the 50, wrestled down at the St. Joseph Ogden 49-yard line. And Ferguson a little slow to get up.
Well, you know, when we were talking to Jim Green, he's pretty proud of his offensive line he has here at Plano. He thinks that's one of the best groups that he's had in a long time. And he's got some seniors on that offensive line. 4 of them out of the 5 are seniors.
Of the starting offense for Plano, as there you see Ferguson helped off the field.
Boy, that's not something you like to see right there. Look at the offense that takes out of your team right there. But Ferguson's a pretty tough kid. I'm sure he'll be back. So for this second down and 6, call it, from the Spartan 49, Brooke Bott under center. And here's a handoff to Nasty up the middle. Didn't get first down yardage, but it's going to be 3rd and short, and when you run the wing tee, your best friend is 3rd and 2. That's right, exactly. Do you notice how always the pile goes Nasty's way? He never gets taken back, never gets taken to the side. The pile is always falling forward when he runs the football.
Brian Green, a junior, is in the lineup replacing Ferguson. 3rd and 1. Plano 1 of 1 on 3rd down so far. And it's a give. Alvarado has got the first down. They faked it to Nasty, and Alvarado inside the Spartan 40 to about the 39-yard line. There you see that run for the first down. Another Plano first down. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Plano has already converted 7 first downs. Mark Gones, two-way standout, playing on defense after scoring on that long touchdown run on offense moments ago. And the ball's loose, scramble for it, and Ogden, St. Joseph Ogden on top of it. Recovering the loose football, Nick Chrisman.
Flag at midfield as well. Let's see what the call is. That's in the offensive backfield. I would imagine that's motion, and St. Joe's going to hang on to this football.
Illegal motion on the offense. That penalty's declined. First down, St. Joe.
Our referee, Mark Smith, with the call. You don't always have to force a punt to make a stop. You force a turnover, same difference, and the Spartans have the football back.
Just like that, they're back in business again. Ball at the 41-yard line. Great field position. Still going into the wind. 2:45 left here in the first quarter.
St. Joseph Ogden is now plus 14 on turnover differential this year. Olsen throwing over the middle, and the pass is incomplete.
Well, that's one of the plays when we talked to Dick Duvall before the game. He said they can't just line up and play smash mouth with him. He knew he was going to have to run some play action. That's one of the plays he was talking about. He feels like they can throw the football down the middle of the field. He's got some pretty good athletes to throw it to as well.
Blake Benso, out of his tight end position, was the intended receiver on that one. So second down and 10, 2:40 for the opening quarter. And it's been a shootout so far. Back to a standard I formation for the Spartans. Lucas Graves in motion, delayed handoff. Gones looking for the cutback again. Penalty flag comes in. Gones carries out to about the 48-yard line, but let's check the penalty flag.
Well, you're going to get a hold here, no doubt. Kirk Kabala, number 72 for Plano, is yelling at the official. He's grabbing his jersey, saying, I'm being held, I'm being held. He got the call, and this is going to back St. Joe up 10 yards.
Holding against the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
And the line of scrimmage will become the 28 on the Spartan half of the field, and we're looking at second down and 23.
Well, this is the situation that they did not want to get in. Dick Duvall thought, we've got to get our situation where we're in second and short. Second and 23 is not a situation they need to be in right now. Let's see if they try and pick up part of that right now.
Olsen bobbled the snap, and then he nearly dropped the ball trying to hand off to Gones, and by that time, Gones had no chance.
Wow. That play was a disaster from the beginning. You see the quarterback fumble the football. Isaiah Olsen goes down to a knee almost to get the ball in the hands of Gones, and Gones takes couple pretty big hits right there.
So third down and 27. You know, there aren't many high school offenses that have a third down and 27 play. As there you see, I'm assuming they're still tending to the injured Jared Ferguson on the Plano sideline there. Spread offense here for St. Joseph Ogden. Olsen wants to throw into the flat. He's got a man, Lucas Graves, out to about the 37-yard line. He's going to be about 12 yards shy of the first down. And fourth down upcoming after the pickup of 13.
I like this play call. Good, safe play call. No, you're not going to pick up a first down. Let one of your players try and make a play and make something happen. If not, just punt the ball away. Don't do anything silly and turn the football over. Nice play call by St. Joe Ogden.
So Nick Chrisman to punt it again. Kick is away. And a fair catch called for and made by Brian Green. Green in there for the injured Jared Ferguson, and Plano back on offense. So if you're Plano, you say to yourself, well, St. Joseph Ogden hasn't stopped us yet. We stopped ourselves last time with a fumble. And I think that, you know, where you're at right now from an Ogden standpoint, from a St. Joe Ogden standpoint, you just feel like you've weathered the storm maybe a little bit.
Exactly right. You want to get into the next quarter, no doubt about it. What they did, and we talked about it, they switched their defensive front. They're going to more of a six-man front right now. Here they only have a 50, but look for them to blitz a linebacker.
Nick Nasty on the carry up the middle.
Well, that's what Their bread and butter play right there with Nasty. Pick up 6 yards. They love to be in second and short, and they'll face that right here. Good look at Nick Nasty right there. Getting some looks at from some of the Big Ten schools, both as a wrestler and as a football player.
Northern Illinois is also looking at him as a potential football player.
Well, he's played some high-level football for quite a few years. I like to see that. He has all the physical tools to do it.
Play action, Bot throwing down the field. It's incomplete. So 3rd down and 5 upcoming for the Reapers. As the clock stops with 23 seconds to go. There's a good look at Jim Green.
Right. Boy, he was very helpful before the game, wasn't he, Jim? Just gave us anything we wanted. And what I noticed about Bott, their quarterback, is if he was in a different offense where it wasn't wing T, he'd be very successful. As you mentioned in the pregame, he's a great baseball player. The kid has an excellent arm, but he's very unselfish and decides to play in a wing T offense and does his job, doesn't complain. And look, he's playing for a state championship. He's a great player.
So let's see if the Spartans can force a Reaper punt. 3rd and 5 from the 37 on the Plano half of the field. On the keeper, Bott spinning it forward, and he is going to have a first down. That is a good, tough quarterback run out of this wing T.
Yes, he was. He picked up a couple yards after the first contact. That's the sign of any good runner. On the initial contact, how many yards do you pick up? Brooke Bott picked up a couple, and it was enough for the first down.
And that should be the final play of the opening quarter here in this Class 3A state championship game between Plano and St. Joseph Ogden. And it will be. It is a 14-7 lead for the Reapers. We will have second quarter action from Memorial Stadium after these messages. We move into the second quarter here at Memorial Stadium in Champaign. Plano with a football, 1st and 10 from its own 43. Bott is going to keep it, and Bott is going to go down. Let's go down to the field right now. Sarah Kustak has an update on the injury status of Jared Ferguson.
Well, Plano's Jared Ferguson got a helmet to his right hip. They spent a lot of time working that muscle out, stretching him. He initially did not look good, but right now he's walking back up and down the sidelines, and he's got his helmet back on, so that's always good news for Plano.
Good job, Sarah. Thank you for that update, and hopefully we'll see number 8 back in the field for the Reapers here shortly. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 after that 2-yard loss on the run by Brooke Bott. And a penalty flag. Delay of game is upcoming. The play clock is at 0.
Dead ball, delay of game on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
You kind of sense something with Plano right now. Things are slowing down for them. They need to pick up the pace again. They've had a couple penalties, a couple, football on the ground a little bit. You just sense that they're slowing things down right now. They need to pick it up a little bit.
After the penalty, it'll make it 2nd down and 17. And here, Plano will go with a little spread. Bach out of the shotgun, looking to throw under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Blake Speckman out of his linebacker position throws Brooke Bott down for a loss of 18.
While they're trying to run a little inside screen right there, the linebacker did not drop real deep. I'm not sure if we're going to get a look at it or not. You'll see the player come across the middle of the field. Bott had nobody to throw to. The only thing he could do was take the sack.
All right, so Plano will try on 3rd and 34.
When you're a wing T team, this isn't the situation you want to be in.
Here's Bott keeping it, and he's not going to get the first down. That wasn't the intent. Wanted a little bit more room to punt here. And as we look at the first quarter statistics brought to us by Menards, save big money at Menards. Look at the first downs, 8-1. Time of possession clearly in favor of Plano. Rushing yards, total yards
really stick out, exactly.
But the most important statistic is the top one.
Score. That's all that matters.
It's 14-7.
Right. And one of our keys to the game for St. Joe Ogden. Keep it close. That's exactly what they're doing.
Early second quarter here in the 3A title game. And the kick nearly blocked. You heard the reaction from the fans, and the ball is going to be touched initially at the 40-yard line. That was still alive, but it's going to come back to where it was first touched. 31-yard punt, no return. The Spartans will go on offense after this timeout. First and 10 for St. Joseph Ogden from its own 33-yard line. Early second quarter action. Handoff goes. Not much. Does manage to get out to the 35-yard line on a pickup of about 2.
There's a new formation right there for St. Joe Ogden. They did a little small trips out to the left-hand side, tried to unbalance one side of the offense and get Gones inside a little bit. Plano did a nice job of reading that and reacting to the play.
We talked a little bit about Plano and their linebackers. Plano runs kind of it's a newfangled defense. It's a defense that's kind of starting to catch fire. The 35, 3 down linemen, 5 linebackers. Olson in trouble, and he's going to be thrown down. He is sacked on the play by Ben Quintero. Olson had no time to do anything on that one.
Well, that's what the 3-5 allows you to do right there. You bring up linebackers, look like they're blitzing. If they come and pick up one of the blitzing linebackers, a guy like Quintero is wide open. Look at that, a defensive tackle not being blocked at the line of scrimmage. You don't see that very often unless the offensive line is confused.
So it's going to be 3rd and long here for the Spartans.
After so much offense there in the first quarter, we're seeing things go backwards right now for the two offenses.
Out of an I formation, delayed handoff goes. Goes up the middle to the 30, and mugged under there. It's going to be 4th down and 13 for the Spartans, so they will be forced to punt once again.
Dick Duvall, very conservative play right there. 3rd and long, elects to go with his all-state running back, Mark Gones. Picked up a few yards, but now it'll be 4th and long.
So Nick Chrisman will punt again for the Spartans. High snap is over his head, and we have trouble. Chrisman picks it up, and he is going to get a punt away. What a job by Chrisman to save the Spartans, at least for now. The ball's going to end up at midfield. Boy, when that went over his head, you're wondering, are we going to have a safety? Are we going to have a touchdown? Chrisman comes through and he manages to punt the football away. Wow.
Boy, what a great individual play right there. Those are things that help you win a state championship. I thought he was doing a great job just picking it up and running with it, and he had the head about him to kick the football. Here's a good look at it right now from the end zone. Look how high that football went. And right here you think, oh my, trouble city.
That's why it's nice to have an athlete as your punter.
You're right. You're right. Chrisman does everything for him, and that's a very fortunate bounce there as well. It rolled another 20 yards.
It rolled 25 yards. Plano from midfield. Here's a handoff to Green, Brian Green with the run. Green for the injured Jared Ferguson, and he picks up 5 yards. There you see the offensive breakdown, 142-78, and most of Ogden, St. Joseph Ogden's yards coming on one play.
Yeah, the 69-yard run by Mark Gones for the touchdown.
Second and 5. Handoff, second back, breaking free. Here comes Alvarado to the 20. He's going to be wrestled down from behind by Gones, but he's tackled at the 16, a run of 30 yards for Luis Alvarado.
Boy, I'll tell you, you got to be excited about Luis Alvarado. This is a nice play call, double dive. Alvarado, the second back, going through. Picks up a nice run right there. Gones makes a touchdown saving tackle.
It's a pickup. Well, now Alvarado with 4 carries for 66 yards. Reapers on the run again. Nasty bounces it to the outside, and he carries to about the 10 before he's brought down.
Well, I'd imagine you get a bunch of Nick Nasty down here. He didn't touch the ball much for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Give him the football. He's your all-stater. He's your best runner you've got. Put the ball in his hands.
Nasty picked up 6 there. Make it 5, 2nd and 5. We're about halfway through the second quarter, and Plano trying to score its 3rd touchdown. It is going to be a handoff. Alvarado second back, and he dances into the end zone for the touchdown. Luis Alvarado with his 6th rushing touchdown of the year, and it's 20-7 in favor of Plano.
Boy, he got a great block from number 20, Brian Green. Brian Green came in motion a little bit, little inside trap. There you see Green right there at the bottom of your screen, trap block. Really don't get to see his block, but that was a lot of the reason why Luis Alvarado was able to get in the end zone.
So the Reapers out of the swinging gate. And Jernigan trying to go 3 for 3 on extra point attempts here in the first half. And the kick is up, and it's good. 6:03 for the second quarter. It's Plano 21 and St. Joseph Ogden 7. The Spartans will get the football back after this timeout. Here's a replay of Alvarado's touchdown run that puts us where we're at right now. 21-7 in favor of Plano.
Well, St. Joe was able to bounce back last time Plano scored. Let's see if they can do that again. They're going to get great field position right here.
Well, Plano tried something they tried last week against Bureau Valley. They tried an onside kick there. There was some room on the field towards the near sideline, and the kick sails out of bounds, as you see the scoring drive for Plano there. Alvarado had a 30-yard run on that drive that set up his 10-yard touchdown run.
Right. They're going to not take this penalty. I would imagine they'll get the ball to 45.
There is no penalty. It'll be first down for St. Joe.
So the Spartans will take over at their own 45-yard line. The scoring drives for Plano: 4 plays, 6 plays, and 4 plays. That's the blitzkrieg offense.
That's exactly right. Not something you normally see out of a wing T offense.
And here's a handoff up the middle to the fullback, Nick Chrisman, and he does not get much. We talked about Chrisman earlier. He's the fullback. He plays defense. He's the punter. He's the place kicker. Basically never leaves the field.
Never leaves the field. You know, a player we haven't talked much about for Plano's defense is Ben Quintero, number 74. He's only 5'10", 200 pounds, but he's made a lot of tackles and making it very difficult for St. Joe to run inside. He's an excellent player.
Had the big sack as well. Olsen throwing down the sideline. The ball is overthrown and incomplete. The pass intended for J.C. Ducey. And it brings up 3rd down and long here for the Spartans.
I like the play call right there. Loosen up the defense a little bit. Linebackers were starting to sneak up. They're going to have to start throwing the football a little bit on 1st down. I like the call there. They threw it on 2nd down. I'd like to see them throw it maybe a little bit earlier than that. Loosen up this very aggressive Plano defense.
The Spartans 0 for 3 on 3rd down so far. As you see, Isaiah Olsen get ready to duck under center. Chrisman in motion as they run spread. Olsen rolling to the right. He's going to fire, and the pass is overthrown and incomplete. It was intended for Blake Benso.
You see Benso there, number 11, and 4th down, and the Spartans forced to punt again.
Well, that's something they thought they could do. They could force the quarterback, Isaiah Olson, to move around a little bit. That's what you have to do. When we talked to Jim Green, Plano's coach, they were surprised at how big he was. You know, Isaiah Olson, he's 6 feet 4 inches tall, not very thick, he's 160 pounds, but he's a tall kid. You got to put pressure on him, and they were able to do that right there.
Chrisman to punt again. The kick is away. Much better snap this time. And the ball is going to roll and be downed inside the 20, and it continues to roll all the way to the 13-yard line.
Well, I'm surprised. The 2 deep backs for Plano, neither of them moved off of the hash. They didn't even try and return that football.
Before the Reapers take over on offense, let's go back down to the field for Sarah Kustak.
Impressive what head coach Jim Green has done with this Plano program. He's a Plano graduate, has been coaching here 4 years. His first 2 seasons started out 3-6. Last year, they returned to the playoffs for the first time after a 20-year drought. And then here they are, undefeated season thus far in the state title game. Great job by Jim Green.
Coach Green, a 1983 Plano grad. As here's a give up the middle.
That's a play they love to run with Brooke Bott, a little quarterback trap. He'll fake it to that tailback or fullback going one way, normally Nick Nasty, and turn and go the opposite way, have a pulling guard out in front of him. Didn't work there, but that's one of their favorite plays.
Bott picks up 2. This is only the 3rd time that Plano has ever qualified for the playoffs. And here they're playing in the state championship game. Last year, their season ended at Tolono Unity. Play action, Bott wants to throw, steps up and fires deep down the field, and it was nearly picked off. Gones had a beat on it. He was the only player that had a chance to catch it.
Yeah, that was way over the head of Luis Alvarado. This is a little indication right here of Brooke Bott's arm. Throws that one about 50 yards in the air under some pretty heavy pressure, and that one could have been picked off by Mark Gones.
Let's see.
He's a nice athlete, isn't he,
yes,
Jim?
He is.
Gones, both sides of the football.
On 3rd down so far tonight, the Reapers are 3 for 4, but this is 3rd and long here. 3rd and 8 with 4:29 to go in the first half, and the Reapers operating from their own 15-yard line. And we've got a whistle and a stoppage of play and a timeout.
Timeout, Plano.
There you have the call from our referee, Mark Smith. Timeout on the field before the Reapers will attempt this 3rd and 8 play.
This will be an interesting call for him. 4:29 left in the first half. What do you do here? Do you try and get a little selfish and go down the field, maybe turn the football over, or do you get the ball in the hands of one of your running backs? This is a huge call right here. You could potentially give St. Joe Ogden some pretty good field position if you don't get the first down.
St. Joseph Ogden in the playoffs for the 16th consecutive year under the direction of Dick Duvall. Plano in for just the 3rd time ever in 2 in a row. So there you see St. Joseph Ogden playing in the championship game for the 4th time.
Isn't that great?
They lost in 1989 to Woodstock Marion. They lost in 1997 to Moequa Central A&M. They lost in 1999 to that great Byron team led by Sean Considine, who's now playing in the NFL for the Philadelphia Eagles. And now running into another great team in Plano here tonight. So 3rd and 8 for the Reapers from their own 15-yard line. And we've got whistles, and let's see if the Spartans might have jumped here.
Looks like Tommy Roll, number 76, got a head start there.
Foul, offsides against the defense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Well, if Plano is like a traditional wing T type team, generally when they come up to the line of scrimmage, the quarterback Bott is going to say something like race set go, really
right,
quick,
a very quick cadence.
And then that time he probably went race set go, and drew him off sides, and now a much more manageable situation, and they convert the first down.
Right, they got the extra 5 yards they needed by penalty, and were able to keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock running. It'll stop temporarily here to move the chains, but once the referee puts that ball back in play, the clock will start rolling.
Alvarado with the first down run. Alvarado now with 6 carries for 81 yards in the first half. Most of the Yardage in this game as expected on the ground. 184 so far for Plano and 70 for St. Joseph Ogden. Counter. Here's Green on the carry to about the 34-yard line. It's going to be second and short.
Well, he's really picked up the pace when they lost Jared Ferguson for this half. Brian Green's done a nice job, comes from his wing back position. They fake the toss to the tailback, and Green just gets upfield, picks up 9 yards.
Well, somewhere if Bob Reed, former coach at Geneseo and former coach at Augustana, if he's watching his offense on the field for Plano, he's got a big smile.
He likes what he sees. There's no doubt about that.
Bott to throw down the field, and it's off the mark and incomplete. I don't know if Bob Reed would have liked that play call or not. But it was second and short, so you took a chance downfield.
Coach Reed would do that to you every once in a while, lull you to sleep a little bit, and then drop your quarterback. A little sprint out action right here. Bott just underthrew that one. He had a couple receivers running down the side of the field that were open.
Josh O'Hara, the intended receiver. O'Hara and Eric Nelson rotate in the plays from the sidelines.
O'Hara's the favorite target, if there is a favorite target on a running offense. He only has 8 catches.
Nasty with a first down run off left tackle, as it's converted into a first down here for the Reapers.
Do you think a wing T offense has a hurry-up offense? Is there something you can do? It's something that you got to wonder. Do they practice something like that? They're just hoping they're not behind or have to use it very often. But here at the end of the first half, are they going to go to something hurry-up?
Here's the give to Green again, I believe was the ball carrier there. And he carries out to the 45-yard line.
Well, it's not a good thing when your safeties are making tackles. You'll see Mark Goins come up and make the tackle on right there. Plano's offensive line is starting to wear down that defensive line for St. Joe Ogden.
2:45 for the second quarter. It's second down and 2. Handoff Nasty. He's got the first down, trying to break free, and fights forward to the 48-yard line. And it's a pickup of about 6 yards and another Reaper first down.
Boy, Zach Becker, number 40 for St. Joe Ogden, at the end of this play will try and rip the ball out of Nick Nasty's arm. He thought the ball was on the ground, but the official's going to say his knee was on the ground, and that's the correct call.
Certainly looked like his knee was down at the end of the run there. So this drive for Plano started back inside of its own 20. Now they've penetrated inside of Spartan territory to the 49-yard line. Plano with 2 timeouts to go. The Spartans with 2 timeouts left as well. Bott is going to hand off, and a carry to the 46-yard line. Alvarado with the carry for the Spartans once again.
Boy, with Ferguson out of here in the first half, Alvarado's become the workhorse back for Plano's offense.
Spreading the carries around, which is a staple of a wing T team. Nasty has 10 carries. Alvarado has 7 carries. Bott has kept it 7 times. And Green and Ferguson have combined for 7 carries. Here's a handoff to Green. He is to the 40 before he's wrapped up. A little short of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and short as the clock ticks down to 1:30 for the second quarter.
Big Javier Hernandez, 6'7", 315, number 75, and Matt Smith, the tight end, are really starting to wear out that right defensive line for St. Joe Ogden.
3rd and short. And second back. On the run, Alvarado again. He's going to take it in the end zone for the touchdown. A 40-yard touchdown run for Luis Alvarado, and he has gone wild here in the Class 3A state championship game tonight.
Boy, this is all set up on the fake by the quarterback. Look at Brooke Bach fake that dive in there. You have 3 people tackle your fullback. He gives it to the second back through, Alvarado. And really, if you're the second back through and you're untouched, everybody has done their assignment, and that's what this type of offense is. It's assignment football.
Alvarado now with 125 yards rushing here in the first half on 8 carries, and he scored a couple of touchdowns. An 87-yard touchdown drive. And we've got whistles before the conversion attempt.
Plano.
And Plano will take a timeout before they try for the conversion.
Well, Coach Jim Green saw something that he didn't like there. He's going to walk out himself and talk to his special team. I'm not sure if he's thinking about going for 2. I don't know why you would, but maybe he is.
You see scores from earlier today in the state championship games in 2A. Maroa Forsyth over Westville. Tuscola knocks off Aledo in a game that featured about 850 yards of total offense. And Addison Driscoll makes it 6 in a row. 6 in a row for the Highlanders. No other team has won more than 4 consecutive state championships, and the Highlanders have now won 6.
That's not good for news for everybody else in 4A. This was supposed to be a rebuilding year for them. So looks like the Highlanders are on a roll.
So now the sophomore Jernigan to try the conversion kick after the timeout. And it's good. 28-7, the Reapers now with a 3-touchdown lead late in the second quarter. That was an impressive drive.
Well, it really was, and an important drive. That gives you a 3-touchdown cushion right here. That's a very important drive. Let's see if St. Joe might open it up a little bit. There's a good look at what the drive actually was. 11 plays, 87 yards, and they chewed up 4+ minutes on the clock, capped by a Luis Alvarado 40-yard run.
Remember, the first 3 drives for Plano were rather short, but a classic wing T drive of 11 plays there. As there you see Coach Jim Green on the field with his team.
He did tell us he works with the special teams. He's in charge of that. So if there are any problems, he has to take the blame for that.
Interesting that Jim Green does not wear a headset in the sidelines as the head coach. As the Reapers set to kick it off again. So now the Spartans need to regroup. They do have a couple of timeouts. And the kickoff from the sophomore Jernigan. Returnable, but then bobbled at about the 15-yard line. Will Lindsay on the return. He's got room off the right side, and pretty nice return for Will Lindsay, a junior. Carries out across the 40, a 33-yard kickoff return for Will Lindsay.
Yeah, he's a kid they'll bring in as a running back occasionally. He's got 37 carries, 340 yards on the season, so he's carried the football a few times this year. Had a real nice return there. Good field position for St. Joe here with just under a minute to go.
Now with that return, now you have to try to do something here.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the field position. They'll operate from an I formation. Now they'll go out of it and go empty. 5 receivers. Olsen, screen pass, near side, catch made. Room to run up the sideline. It's Goins to the 30, and he's going to be wrestled out of bounds at the 24-yard line inside of Plano territory. A 31-yard screen play to Mark Goins.
Quick screen to Goins. Got a great block from number 24, J.C. Ducey here. You see, that's a tough block right there. You really have to stay on your man, and Ducey did a nice job. And Goins just really impresses me.
And now a timeout on the field. Timeout called by the Spartans. They have 1 timeout remaining, and the clock stops with 48 seconds to go in the first half. So the teams to their sidelines. Dick Duvall has his team huddled around him on the far side of the field.
Well, if you've ever thought about putting in a special play or maybe a trick play in the state championship game, Jim, this might be the time to use something like that. Perfect position, balls on the left hash, right-handed quarterback. Watch for maybe a double pass or reverse, something like that. Coach Dick Duvall might call 2 plays in the huddle. A lot of things you can do right here. 48 seconds when you're on your 30-yard line or 24-yard line is a lot of time.
Let me correct myself. It was actually Plano that called that timeout, their final timeout.
That's their final timeout, right.
So St. Joseph Ogden still has 2 remaining, 48 seconds on the clock. The ball is at the Reaper 24. after Mark Gones' 31-yard screen pass. Now an I formation backfield. Olsen to throw again. He's going to fire it towards the end zone. The ball is overthrown. It was intended for Lucas Graves.
Lucas Graves did a post corner there. Actually, Isaiah Olsen, the quarterback, threw that ball inside thinking he was going to the post. If he leads him a little more to the outside, you'll see at the end of the play, he had a step on him.
So 2nd and 10. That play took about 5 seconds off the clock here in the second quarter.
One thing you have to like about Olsen, he's not going to throw interceptions. You know, he's only thrown 3 on the year. When you're playing your 14th game of the year, that's pretty impressive.
Graves in motion. Olsen under pressure. He gets rid of the football, and let's see if they're going to call that a fumble. No, they call it an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass, and Olsen did a good job of just getting rid of it and very close to intentional grounding as well.
Yeah. Plano brought the kitchen sink right there, both inside backers, and that's Nick Nasty putting a lick on the quarterback coming from the outside. His arm was actually going forward a little bit. The official made the call, and probably a good call.
And looking at the replay, Nick Chrisman was right there in the vicinity as a potential receiver, so not grounding, not even close to grounding. Here's a pass to the right in the flat. It's caught. Making the catch was Lucas Graves, and he'll be close to the first down marker before he's dropped. The clock will stop here with 28 seconds to go before halftime. Let's look at this one again.
Good throw by Isaiah Olsen. Tough throw for only a short gain right there. But they are going to pick up the first down, keep this drive going. They'll have a couple shots here for the end zone, Jim. This ball's going to be on the 13-yard line.
Well, this is huge for the Spartans.
Oh, definitely.
Because either you're in the game or not in the game here at halftime.
Right.
If you punch it in, you're within shouting distance.
No, you don't want to go down 21 into the halftime against a team that can control the football and run the football, and that's what they're going to do in the second half. So,
especially when you have a scoring opportunity. You're in the red zone here.
You got to score.
Yeah, because if you don't score here, that shifts the momentum back to the Plano side of things, looking ahead to the second half. And Plano doesn't need any help in that regard.
Exactly. Well, and mentally it does something to your players as well. You got down there, but you didn't get in. And they're going to take that into the locker room and really stew about it. It'd be impressive if St. Joe was able to get into the end zone.
'70 of St. Joseph Ogden's 120 yards in the first half have come on 2 plays.
Right.
So they've come up with a couple of big ones. They need another one. Olsen throwing, sideline, catch is made, and it's going to be a touchdown. Boy, did Lucas Graves make a great move after he made the catch to get into the end zone.
Man, he made a great play just to get open as well. Ran a quick slant, but actually stopped. And Isaiah Olsen just throws the ball on a rope to get the ball there. And look at that move. 3 guys went for that fake and all collided. This puts St. Joe back in the football game.
So now Chrisman for the conversion. Lots of scoring here in the first half. It's 28-13 right now. And there you see that the kick is good. And we still have 23 seconds left to play before halftime. And it's a 28-14 lead for the Reapers over the Spartans.
That's an impressive drive. After you go down 21 with only a couple minutes left on the clock, to bounce back like that, come down and put 7 on the board against a really tough defense, that's huge for St. Joe Ogden going into the halftime.
It only took them 43 seconds, as you see on your screen, to get into the end zone. The big screen pass to Gones on the first play of the drive set it up, and then Graves into the end zone. All 55 yards on that drive came via the pass.
Right. And we talked about that. Didn't you feel like in the middle of this half they've gotten a little bit conservative? They went back to mixing it up a little bit. We talked about it, throwing a little bit on first down. They did that in that drive, and they were able to move the football down the field.
So now another kickoff upcoming for St. Joseph Ogden. As you see, Chrisman getting ready to boot it. And I would think that, depending on field position, I don't think that Plano will do much here. They'll elect to get to halftime. And Chrisman is ready with the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Nice high kick, returnable from the 5-yard line. And on the return for Plano, Alec Hawes.
You would think here Jim Green would be happy with just taking a knee and going into halftime up 14. But crazier things have happened.
Hawes with a return of 17 yards, and the line of scrimmage for the Reapers is their own 23-yard line. Bot under center, and it's going to be a run to Nick Nasty, and Nasty will carry out to the 29-yard line on what should be the final play of the first half. And the clock ticking down to 0, and that will do it. One half in the books. The Reapers lead the Spartans by the score of 28-14. So Plano with an impressive rushing performance, and Luis Alvarado coming up big with 125 yards rushing.
Right. You have a compliment of Nick Nasty. That rush right there just put him over 50 yards for the half. So impressive offense by Plano.
All right, let's go down to the field and hear from Sarah Kustok and Plano head coach Jim Green.
First of all, Coach, your defense had been dominating the whole first half. What happened on that last drive?
Well, we gave them too good a field position on the kickoff, and then they capitalized some nice pass plays there. And we, that hurts because they get the ball to start the second half now. We felt pretty good going in up 3 with only a minute on the clock, to kill the clock. But, if we can win the second half, we're up 2. We still feel good about that. Our defense, much like last week, is going to have to come out and hold them right off the start of the third quarter here.
And what's been your key to your offensive momentum so far?
Well, the ball fakes still. Our offensive guys, linemen are getting up on their guys, and our guys are doing a great job of faking again like we always do. And we just got to continue to do that and pile up the yardage and run some clock now in the second half, too.
Good luck the second half, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Back up to you guys.
It is Plano on top of St. Joseph Ogden, 28-14 here at halftime. We'll have all of our halftime festivities from Memorial Stadium in Champaign coming up after these messages.
42 points on the board at the half. 28 belong to Plano. We are at the half, and St. Joe Ogden trailing the Reapers 28-14. And welcome back to Memorial Stadium on the campus of the University of Illinois. And we are at halftime. Dave Bernhardt along with Jason Kirby and Scott Hamilton. We bring you our half presentation, feature, analysis, whatever you want to call it, we'll go with that. But, you look at the last score here in terms of St. Joe Ogden, trailing 28-7, and all of a sudden they put one on the board here right at the end, and everything changes.
Yeah, this isn't anything new for St. Joe. They've trailed in the second round, they've trailed in the third round, they've trailed in the semifinals, and they keep climbing back in. So that was a huge touchdown for them, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Down on the field, it didn't look like it changed them at all, being behind. They just stayed with what they were going with all the way through.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's go down on the field. Sarah Kustok standing by with a special group of kids from Tolono Unity.
Thanks, Dave. I think these 3 guys might look familiar to Scott Hamilton right now, but you guys lost to St. Joseph Ogden this year in the playoffs, and now you're here watching. What brings you here today?
We knew it would be a great game. Plano and St. Joe are both good teams, but Plano has looked awesome so far this year, and we really want to see them this year play.
And guys, what does it feel like now? You beat both of these teams in the playoffs last year. You got yourselves down to the state title game. What does it feel like stepping on this field and playing?
It's a feeling like no other. It's one of the greatest feelings I've ever experienced, and it's a lot of fun.
And finally, what motivation does this give you? Maybe not you guys coming back as seniors, but for kids watching these games and watching them play, what type of motivation does that give you coming into next year's season?
It gives them a lot of motivation because you know that we've beaten both these teams and our program's so strong that we're going to be able to come back and go to state next year and be back many years afterwards, too.
Great. All right. last question. Have you gotten a chance to watch your coach on TV so far today? You think he's any good?
I've been here all day since this morning watching the 2A, 1A, and 4A games so far. So I haven't seen him so far, but I'm sure he's doing a great job.
Sure he is. Good answer. Good answer for Coach. Dave, back up to you guys.
Well, you're right, fellas. Scott has been doing a great job up here. Of course, you don't call him Scott. He's coach to you. Scott Hamilton here on the end. It's our halftime break. It's 28-14 Plano on top of St. Joseph Ogden. And when we come back, we'll have much more here from Memorial Stadium. 28-14 is your halftime score in the 3A championship. One of the great privileges that you have when your team comes downstate is you get to perform down on the field at halftime, whether it be band, poms, cheerleaders. St. Joseph Ogden getting their time in the spotlight here under the bright lights here at Memorial Stadium. Well, we're back and we're going to take a look at our Baker Square scoring recap. 6 touchdowns scored in this first half, and things got started early for Plano. Jared Ferguson, his touchdown run made it 7-0, and then 5 minutes later, Nick Nasty made it a 14-0 lead with his 10-yard pass from Brooke Bott. That came on the very next possession. But on the very next play, Mark Gones went 69 yards, and that brought St. Joe Ogden back into this ball game 14-7. Plano on 2 touchdown runs by Luis Alvarado of 10 and 40 yards stretched it to 28-7, and then just with 23 seconds left here in this first half, Isaiah Olson on that pass to Lucas Graves to make it 28-14. So our thanks to Baker Square, and we remind you to visit Baker Square to make your Christmas pie reservations tomorrow, or you can order online at bakersquare.com. Our Menards halftime stats look like this. You take a look at numbers and you say, as far as Plano's concerned, yeah, they dominated early, maybe not quite so much now. Menards stats save big money at Menards. 270 yards on the ground for Plano. That just leaps off the screen.
No doubt. They've been playing so fast. 34 rushes for 270 yards. 10 yards passing. They haven't had to throw the ball at all yet to this point. But the other thing that really sticks out to me is time of possession. 16 minutes and 30 seconds to 7 minutes and 30 seconds for Plano.
Yeah, I think for St. Joe, they're going to have to shorten up their passing game a little bit and do some of the things they did on that last drive so they can get the ball out. They're having a little trouble with the stunning and some of the stuff from Plano's defensive line, but I think if they can shore that up a little bit and get the ball out quicker, I think that they're going to have some success throwing the ball.
Well, and they're going to get their hands on the ball first to start the second half. And, I think that's something that a lot of folks kind of lose sight of. That opening coin toss does matter. I mean, a lot of people think, okay, well, we're going to defer, big deal, but now it matters.
Yeah, I think it really matters, especially when you can go stick a touchdown in the end zone right at the very end of the half and then come back and get the ball. And, instead of it being 28-7, who knows, they get a touchdown and it's 28-21 and make a whole big difference in the game.
No doubt.
Jared Ferguson, an injury, he took a helmet to the hip, and that was fairly early in his ball game after he scored his touchdown run. I would say, what impact does that have on Plano? But all of a sudden, 270 yards and 125 from Alvarado.
I think everyone, as soon as that happened, said this is going to be a big deal. Losing someone that's had so many carries and such a big part of their offense. But without a doubt, they continue to march on, and 270 yards later, they're continuing to play very well.
Yeah, their execution's been great. Carrying out fakes, mixing it up between the first back, second back. The quarterbacks had some nice plays. They've really managed the time well. They eat the clock up, and their execution's been very, very good.
Of course, St. Joe Ogden looking for that first state title.
Yeah, they're not done yet. With the momentum coming that they had at the end of the first half by getting that score, this game's not over by a long ways.
I know that St. Joe has, come back. They were down 21-7 against St. T with a great running back in that game. They were able to come up with a plan at halftime and shut him down and do some things there. They were able to shut down Anna Jonesboro's passing game and running game last week. So Coach Duvall's done a great job there since he's been there. He's got St. Joe playing at a high level, and I'm sure that they'll come out in the second half and make themselves and their community awfully proud tonight.
Quick question, Jason. 42 points in the first half. We're going to see a 42-point second half.
I don't know that we'll see 42, but I don't think that we're done offensively.
There you go. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, there'll be more coming your way. Halftime in a 3A state championship game. Right now, it belongs to the Reapers.
There you see our halftime score, Plano 28 and St. Joseph Ogden 14 here at Memorial Stadium in Champaign, the Class 3A state championship game. And you look at the first half, and Plano was dominated statistically, 14-4 in first downs, almost 2-1 in terms of time of possession. But you know, St. Joseph Ogden right on the cusp of being in this game.
They really are. I thought Alvarado really took over the football game for Plano. As you see Ferguson, who was hurt early in the first half, you haven't seen any of him. We'll see if he returns here in the third or fourth quarter. These are some of the Plano highlights as Brooke Bott drops back and passes to Nick Nasty. That was a 10-yard touchdown run, and look at Nasty just running through people. There are a few highlights as well, and this was a 69-yard run by Mark Gones. Good juke right there, and then he uses his blazing speed to outrun everybody, and that was a huge play because they were down 14 at the time, Jim.
Got him to within 14-7. Plano went back up 28-7 as you see the handoff in the 10-yard touchdown run for Luis Alvarado. That was one of his 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half. And here you see the second, this a 40-yard run. This drawn here by Alvarado put Plano on top 28-7. But the Spartans come right back. They go to the air. And Lucas Graves with the touchdown reception. That was a short drive at the end of the half that really got St. Joseph Ogden right back in the cusp of the game. And remember, they get the football first to start the second half.
Well, they opened it up a little bit there at the end of the first half. They got very conservative in the middle part of the quarter and were basically content on just running the football, something that's hard to do against Plano. They opened it up a little bit and got a touchdown late in that first half.
Let's revisit our Chevrolet keys to the game. We look at things for St. Joseph Ogden.
Well, I like what they did. We can go right to number 2, mixed bag. I thought they started mixing it up towards the end, and you know what they were able to do by getting that last touchdown in the first half was keep it close. And this is not as close as they'd like it, but it's not a blowout yet.
Now for Plano, they haven't used, now they've used Nasty almost like as a decoy.
Right, exactly. They have forced the issue a little bit on defense, but they got to keep rolling. They got to keep doing what they're doing. And I thought Jim Green made a really good point there when they talked to him at halftime. Their backs and quarterbacks fake so well. And if they keep rolling, that'll get them into a state championship here.
It's the Reapers by a couple of touchdowns. We'll have second half action here from Memorial Stadium in just a moment. Moments away from the start of the third quarter here at Memorial Stadium in Champaign. Plano with a 28-14 lead over St. Joseph Ogden. Right now, let's go down to the field. Sarah Kustak is standing by with SJO coach Dick Duvall.
Thanks, Jim. Well, Coach, important score on that last drive. What worked for you in that?
Well, we opened it up a little bit and got a little bit of our passing game going, but right now we got to figure out some way to stop them on defense and get some stops and then get the ball back and then sustain some drives. We made too many 3s and outs and then got sacked in crucial third down plays. So, we got to get some yardage on first down so we can open it up a little bit more, even on second and third down for us.
And what was your point of emphasis to your team at half?
Well, we've been down before in playoff games, so it's not like this game's over with. We should keep in mind that we came back a couple different times during the playoffs already that when we were behind by a couple scores. So, there's still a lot of game left.
Good luck the second half, Coach. Back up to you guys.
All right, thank you, Sarah. 28-14 Plano, and this drive to start the second half for the Spartans will be huge.
It's huge, and he talked a lot about what we were talking about as well. They need to give themselves a chance to be able to open it up, but they can't when, they're in long down situations or something like that. I look for them to mix it up a little bit more, and when, they can, they've got to throw some play-action pass in there.
The Plano Reapers with 280 yards of total offense in the first half. St. Joseph Ogden with 133. You see both teams coming back in the field. First downs 14-4 in favor of Plano. Time of possession 16:30 for the Reapers compared to 7:30 for St. Joseph Ogden. And Plano was an amazing 6 for 7 on third down. You get big time of possession when you can convert on third down.
Exactly right. I thought it was a pretty clean first half of football, no doubt about it.
Only one turnover.
Right.
The fumble by Plano.
Right.
Not a lot of penalties. Coach Jim Green right in the middle of his kickoff team's huddle.
I like what he said to us at the beginning of this game when we met with him. You know, this is a real loose group. You could tell they were not very uptight when they were warming up. They were kind of joking around a little bit in the bubble, and loose group. He's got a great group of seniors, great group of juniors, as he told us, and it's proving out right here as they're up 28-14.
And his Reapers will be kicking it off here momentarily. Good look at the 1983 Plano High School graduate trying to lead his alma mater to a state championship.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
So the second half will be commencing here shortly. Sophomore Kevin Jernigan has it teed up. St. Joseph Ogden coming back on the field. And they'll go on offense first, trying to cut into a 2-score Plano lead.
This is a real unique formation that Plano uses to kick off the football. They'll do onside kick out of that. They'll back up and set up. That'll be an offside right there. You can't go over the 40-yard line, so they're going to have to back him up. Well, I guess if he doesn't kick the football, it's not. You can do that, but
now we're ready to go.
Now we're ready to play football.
Here's the line drive kick, and it's going to be fielded by Gones at about the 3. They're going to fake a reverse. Gones is going to keep it. He's got a little bit of room to run out across the 20, 25, Gones to the 27 before he's dropped.
I can't imagine anybody goes for that fake right there. If I'm a kick cover team, I'm making sure my kids tackle Mark Gones.
24-yard return for Gones. There you see Mark Gones, over 1,700 yards rushing coming in. Gones started for St. Joseph Ogden as a sophomore, began starting in game 6, rushed for over 1,000 yards.
Right.
Didn't play at all last year because of a broken wrist that he suffered before the season, but he's had a great senior year for the Spartans. Olsen throwing. He's got a man in the right flat out across the 30 to the 31.
I love the play call right there. That's exactly what we were talking about, that they got to throw a little bit on first down. The reason being is Plano just runs to the ball so well, and every time you can, guide them somewhere, you can go somewhere else with the football. That time they'll maybe set them up for something, and I like the play call.
J.C. Ducey with the reception, his first of the game. Olsen in the first half, 6 of 10 passing. Gones with the carry. A little bit of a cutback lane, and he breaks free. He's got a first down. Pickup of 10 for Gones. Gones does a nice job of picking his cutback lane.
Boy, he really does. Great block by Tommy Roll, number 76. We've called his name a few times. He really gets a nice push up there. That's what Gones does so well. For a kid that's not that big, he's hard to bring down. I mean, he's very physical.
5'11", 165, pass near side, it's caught. Making the catch once again, Lucas Graves. He's out to midfield. Second and short upcoming for the Spartans. So St. Joseph Ogden basically trying to take advantage of a 2-for-1 possession. They scored late in the second quarter, get the football to start the third quarter here, and an opportunity maybe to get 2 touchdowns on the board with Plano not even able to do anything.
Exactly right.
It's going to be second down and 1 right at midfield. St. Joseph Ogden working to the south here at Memorial Stadium, and this time Gones is going to be smothered. Loss on the play back to the 44.
You see the inside backer blitz right there by number 62. Robbie LeMaster gets to the football. They actually brought both their inside linebackers. Good play defensively for Plano.
Robbie LeMaster, a senior, he transferred from Batavia. And Batavia playing for the 6A state championship tomorrow. So third down and about 6. Olsen wants to throw. Under pressure, heaves it down the field. He's got a man, it's Graves once again. He's to the 30, cuts back at the 20, tackled at about the 16-yard line. Lucas Graves with a first down reception, a pickup of 39 yards.
Man, all of a sudden, Lucas Graves is becoming a big factor in this football game. And that's a nice throw by Isaiah Olsen. He took a huge hit at the end of that play. And with one more move right there, they might have gotten into the end zone.
Lucas Graves with his 5th catch of the game had a touchdown reception in the first half, and St. Joseph Ogden trying to pull within one score here, and we have an injured Reaper.
That pass completion right there puts Isaiah Olson at 8 for 13 for 115 yards and a touchdown, so he's had a nice football game.
Olson passed for over 1,000 yards with only 70 completions, so some big plays in the passing game for that young man right there. 6'4", 160-pound senior.
You know, that's a very good line. He was 70 for 112, 1,180 yards, 18 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. And anytime you complete 63% of your ball passes, your offense is going to have some success.
And Brooke Bott, Plano's quarterback, was the injured defender for the Reapers.
He's their free safety on defense.
On first down, play action, Olson screens it out. The fullback, Chrisman, makes the catch, and he's tackled at about the 11-yard line. Pickup of about 5.
Well, they've had 3 first downs on this drive, and each time they've had first down, they've thrown the football. I love the play calling. This little misdirection right there, Chrisman out in the flat does a good job. 2 hands on the football at contact. Nice pickup of 4.5 yards.
From the 11-yard line, 2nd and 5. The Spartans up to the line of scrimmage. They want to throw again. Into the end zone. It's caught. J.C. Ducey, touchdown for the Spartans. 11-yard pass play.
Wow, they got the matchup they wanted right there. J.C. Ducey on a linebacker, Dan Bocek, and that's a mismatch any way you look at it. Great throw by Isaiah Olson, and now, Jim, we really have a football game. We were hoping for one. Now we do.
Well, J.C. Ducey goes to the sideline and spurs the Spartan fans on. Ducey with his 9th touchdown catch of the year, and it's 28-20 in favor of the Reapers. And the extra point kick is up and good by Nick Chrisman. Back-to-back touchdowns for the Spartans. It's 28-21 Plano. The Reapers will get it back after this timeout. Here we get another look of J.C. Ducey's 9th touchdown reception of the year. And St. Joseph Ogden right back in this Class 3A state championship game. Isaiah Olson at the controls of the offense, led him right down the field. A 7-play, 73-yard touchdown drive. And now Nick Chrisman to kick off for St. Joseph Ogden. It sails to the 15. It's Green on the return, and he'll be mugged under shy of the 30-yard line. Brian Green. Let's see if Brooke Bott will take the field here. Here's the Spartan scoring drive, a 3-minute and 10-yard drive, and Bott is being tended to on the sideline, so he will not be in there at the quarterback position. Where is he?
They're going to put Brian Green in, I actually believe, is going to go from his wing-back position and be the 2nd-string quarterback. Green had a nice first half rushing the football, and I'm sure he's taken some snaps, but this is huge for Plano.
So Brian Green in at quarterback now for the Spartans. We're going to see a lot of Nick Nasty here in the second half. We see him right here, and he's bottled up. Not much for Nick Nasty. 2nd and long coming up.
Wow, St. Joe's got a little pep in their step, don't they?
Yes, they do.
They're getting after it right now. You can feel it. The momentum has really switched. That play at the end of the first half was huge. And to come out and score early in the second half was even bigger.
On the sidelines, apparently they're looking at Brooke Bott's left knee.
Yeah, they're taping an ice bag to it. He's going to be sitting down for a little while here.
Taking a handoff, Alvarado trying to bounce it to the outside, and he is mugged under. All the momentum has shifted to the team in maroon and white right now.
Well, that was Zach Becker, number 40, coming from his defensive end position. He almost got the strip right there. You're going to see the big right arm come over the top of number 40 right there. Zach Becker almost got that ball on the football field.
So 3rd down and 10.
That's quite a play by Becker. He came from the opposite defensive end position. He went all the way across the field to make that tackle.
Handoff, Nick Nasty. Up the middle. Nasty breaking free. First down and more. It's a foot race. Nick Nasty to the 30. Nasty is getting nasty. It's a 72-yard touchdown run for Nick Nasty. And now it's a 34-21 lead for St. Joseph Ogden. Just when you thought everything was going in the direction of St. Joseph Ogden, their senior stud comes up big.
Wow, how does he get out of this right here? He breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles right there. He's a kid. If you don't take him low, you've got to wrap up Nick Nasty. Great run by the senior captain.
So Kevin Jernigan again for the conversion. No starting quarterback, no problem. Hand it to 44.
That's right. Go to your other All-Stater.
And the extra point kick is good, and now Plano enjoys a 2-touchdown lead once again. 35-21 Reapers. We'll have more from Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
This country is who we are. This country is in our hearts. For all you need, this country is here for you. This country knows what's real. They share just what I feel. They're here for you and me. This is our country.
Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Need a truck? Call the red, white, and blue fleet from Elite Truck Rental. Elite's loaded with trucks in all sizes ready to serve you. Plus, at Elite Truck, your reservations are guaranteed, you're in and out fast, and you always get a great price. So for your moving day, your business, or a quick pickup, it's a call and you're done. For your Elite Truck and your free moving guide, call 312-942-1001.
Call Elite Truck, 942-1001.
Well, there you see Nick Nasty, the end of his long touchdown run to put Plano back on top, 35-21. They're back up by 14 points. On the sidelines, you see Brooke Bott limping badly on the sidelines.
You saw Jared Ferguson, number 8, back behind him too. A couple of the key offensive players injured.
Loose ball on the kickoff, and finally Ogden, St. Joseph Ogden, able to cover it up. That was dangerously close to having Plano recover that.
I believe that was Zach Becker, number 40, one of the up blockers, dropping into ready to set up a block, had to come back and recover that football.
3 plays, 72 yards, and the 72-yard run by Nick Nasty.
Well, there's a reason why he averages 7.6 yards per carry. He'll hit you for 1, 2, 3, and then break one for 72.
8 possessions for Plano, 5 touchdowns, a punt, a fumble, and the end of the first half. Gones gets the carry here for St. Joseph Ogden, and not much. Nick Nasty makes the tackle there.
Yeah, you're starting to mention his name quite a bit right now. And this is what happens. Your seniors, your captains, they start making plays when it really counts. Great look right there of Nick Nasty, one of the excellent players here in the state of Illinois. There's a reason he's an all-stater.
Maybe he'll be playing more games on this turf.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Illinois is taking a look at him. Olson throwing. He's got his man. First down, or at least close to it on the reception to Blake Benso out of his tight end position, and that will be enough for a Spartan first down.
You know, the wind's actually starting to kick up a little bit. That was an impressive drive that St. Joe had going into the wind a possession ago. And for their quarterback, Isaiah Olson, this wind has really not affected him much at all.
First downs in the game. St. Joseph Ogden with 8 and Plano with 15. And Isaiah Olson is having himself a game right now. He's 11 for 16, make for 142 yards and a couple of touchdowns. He wants to throw again. He's got time, zips it down the middle, and a leaping catch is made all the way down to the 30-yard line. Once again making the catch, Lucas Graves.
St. Joe just runs 2 receivers out to the left-hand side, twins. Olson has one of 2 guys to throw to, throws to the inside receiver, and that's wide open. That puts a lot of pressure on Plano's free safety. He's got to make a decision. Who am I going to cover? and he obviously didn't cover Graves right there.
Remember, Brooke Bott, also the safety for Plano defensively, a 31-yard reception for Lucas Graves, his 6th catch of the game. Olsen throwing again, down the middle. Guess who caught it? And guess who might score a touchdown? He's going to be tripped up at about the 1-yard line. It's that man again, Lucas Graves.
Wow, he is making play after play for this football team. Another good throw by Isaiah Olsen. Little route, little underneath route to Graves. Graves with one more step would have gotten into the end zone.
A 29-yard reception. There you see Graves. 7 catches for 125 yards and a touchdown. First and goal. Handoff goes, hit in the backfield and dropped immediately. And making that tackle, Dan Peruski out of his linebacker position for Plano.
Yeah, Peruski's one of those 5 linebackers we've talked about a lot tonight. 5'10", 185, and a junior. What I like about Plano's linebackers, they're all very physical, and they can run, especially Peruski on the outside on one side and Victor Diaz, number 11, on the other side.
Second down goal to go upcoming. Just over 5 minutes to play. Here in the third quarter, there's still lots of football left, and we've already had a track meet. Nick Nasty, pretty good defender as well.
Yeah, you see some of the defensive stats he's put up this year. Pretty impressive.
As once again, St. Joseph Ogden tries to run it. That time it was the fullback Nick Chrisman with the carry. And we're looking at third down goal to go.
The ball was on the ground, but the official ruled it down, that Chrisman's knee was down, and very good call.
So the line of scrimmage is the 3.
Well, I think you got to run some type of play action right here and get Isaiah Olsen out on one of the corners.
Olsen, little play action. He's going to throw it. The pass is caught, and it's caught for a touchdown into the end zone for the Spartans. Zach Becker.
Well, they brought Becker in as one of your blocking backs right there. He just went out into the flat after acting like he was blocking. Does a great job running somebody over and getting into the end zone.
Back and forth we go. 35-27 in favor of Plano. Here's the extra point kick. And that kick is no good. It's no good.
Right.
So it stays at 35-27 in favor of Plano. Right now, we're going to go down to the sidelines for Sarah Kustak.
Well, I'm here with Dominic and Karen Nasty, Nick Nasty's parents. It's been a whirlwind of a career, I'm sure, watching Nick. What is it like watching him here in his final high school game?
We couldn't be prouder of him if we wanted to. I'm just busting my buttons right now.
And the talk around here has been what an unbelievable football name Nick Nasty is. Where did you think of it?
I just thought of Nicholas, and then he earned Nick when he got to high school.
And we see you both brought some toys here with us. You got your hard hat.
Yeah.
Where does this come from?
Actually stole the idea from the Purdue Boilermakers, and kind of represents what the kids are like, about the hardest working group of kids in the state of Illinois.
And then what about you, Karen?
I have my bell that I've been bringing to every game since he was in 3rd grade.
Well, good. Well,
good luck, Chad.
She can't even ring it because they confiscated the actual bell, but she's still been shaking it. You guys, hope for a rest of a great game. Thanks for being with us. Back to you guys.
Well, the Nasties, the bell police.
That's right.
Confiscate that.
Don't you dare bring one of those in here.
There you see Nick on the sidelines, but we got a football game here. As St. Joseph Ogden, they've scored touchdowns via the pass on their last 3 possessions. And they trail by 8, 35-27. And on the return on the kickoff, the penalty flag comes in on the play late. Alec Hawes on the return.
You know, I keep going back to one of our keys to the game for St. Joe. Keep it close. They just keep hanging around there, you know, keeping it within a touchdown.
During the return, block in the back, receiving team, it's a 10-yard penalty, first down, Plano.
So it's going to back the Reapers up around their 10-yard line as you look at the scoring drive for the Spartans. 7 plays, 74 yards, and most of it through the air. And once again, you had Lucas Graves making a couple of big plays in the passing game to set up the touchdown.
That's right, and Isaiah Olson is now over 200 yards passing. He's 14 for 19 with 3 scores. His long pass this evening is 39 yards.
So Plano here starts from its own 10-yard line. And it's a handoff. It's Ferguson who's back in there. Ferguson injured in the first half. He's got a big run out across the 25 to the 26.
Wow. Do you think they missed him a little bit in the first half after he got injured?
A pickup of 17 for Jared Ferguson. And he looks a little bit shaken up again. So here you see the run from Ferguson. The ball nearly came out at the end of the run there as the Spartans were clawing at it, trying to pull it free.
Well, Bott's back in at quarterback as well. So you've got their 2 players. Ferguson's going to come out for 1 play, but at least your quarterback's back in the football game.
So Bott missed 1 series, and Nick Nasty went 72 yards in his absence. And it's a run for Nick Nasty up the middle, out to the 30-yard line or so. 3.5 minutes still to go in the 3rd quarter. And Plano on top by 8.
Noticed in this half, St. Joe's defensive front is stunning a little bit more. They were having a real hard time with that offensive line from Plano. They were really getting dominated. It looks like they're doing a lot more stunning up front, slanting, looping, doing a lot of things to kind of confuse the offensive line.
2nd down and 5. Second back Alvarado, who had that big first half. Here he's bottled up. 3rd down call upcoming for Plano. Plano has been sensational on 3rd down here tonight to the tune of 7 out of 8. No gain for Alvarado there.
Great look at Javier Hernandez right there, 6'7", 315-pound high school offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's a big young man right there.
Exactly.
What will the Reapers do on 3rd down here? Bott takes. It's going to be a handoff to Ferguson. Tries to bounce it to the outside. Then he has to cut it up, and he stopped short of the 1st down.
Well, good second effort by Jared Ferguson. I'm not sure he's going to get this. Watch the fakes right here by Brooke Bott. Ferguson does gain a yard after the initial contact, but not enough for the 1st down.
They signal 4th down. 4th down and very short for the Reapers. And let's see if they're going to go. Now Bott is their punter.
You know who's played well for St. Joe's defense is big Cord Schaefer, number 68, 6'4", 295 there, right over the nose. Got a big sledgehammer on his left hand, a lot of tape, a lot of foam, but he's really played well.
Nick Nasty fighting forward. He's got the 1st down for the Reapers. He's bottled up, but he did have enough forward motion. And the first time that either team goes on 4th down here tonight, and the Reapers come up with a 1st down.
Man, with an 8-point lead, that is a huge call right there by Jim Green and his staff. But they have a lot of confidence in that offensive line and their all-state fullback, Nick Nasty, to pick up that 2 yards.
So the line of scrimmage becomes the 39. We are on the Plano half of the field.
That is Coach Dick Duvall for St. Joe Ogden Spartans.
Nasty up the middle. Short gain for Nick Nasty. Nasty with his 16th carry of the game. He's over 100 yards.
What position do you look for Nasty to play in college? Is he a fullback, or is he a, he's so aggressive and good on defense.
Is he fast enough to play linebacker at the D1 level?
That's what I'm wondering.
He's got enough size to play linebacker.
He definitely does.
But is he quick enough? But he's one of those guys that I would want on my team just because his motor doesn't quit running.
Right, exactly.
Good tackle there by Mark Goins as Ferguson was trying to get left, and Goins made a good ankle tackle to bring up 3rd down and about 5. Goins is a pretty good football player too.
He's excellent. I could see him playing somewhere college as well. He's got that motor that never stops. Not a big kid, 165 pounds. Maybe if he could put on 15 or 20 pounds, he could play. He's got blazing speed. That's what I like about a good vision as a running back.
This should be the final play of the third quarter. It's 3rd and 5. Bott on play action, rolling to the right. He is going to be sacked. Chrisman takes him down. Nick Chrisman out of his linebacker position with the sack. And now it's 4th and long for the Reapers, and the clock shows zeros for the third quarter. And that will do it for the third quarter here at Memorial Stadium in Champaign. It's Plano by 8. An exciting fourth quarter coming up after these messages. It'll be 4th down for Plano as we start the fourth quarter. 4th down and 11 from the Plano 38-yard line.
This time they're going to elect to punt the football. As you see Nick Nasty back there to punt.
So Nasty's going to boot it. Second punt of the game. Bott punted the first time that the Reapers booted it away in the first half. Goins calls for a fair catch and makes it. Bobbled it a little bit there, but managed to hold on at his own 24-yard line. Good kick from Nick Nasty, 38 yards.
Well, especially because he's just thrown in there as the backup punter. But that just tells you, you got to be ready when your number's called. And it's amazing when, one player goes out, a special player like Bott or somebody like him, it takes away your kick returner, your punt returner, your punter. And that's what happens when these kids play, all sides of the football.
Bott is not out there on defense. Normally he's the safety. And that's on the sidelines. Jared Ferguson looks like he's trying to stay loose, I think. Working on the sidelines. Penalty flag comes in to blow the play dead before it got started. Play clock was not at 0.
Dead ball, false start against the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Just the 3rd penalty of the game that Coach Dick Duvall's team has committed. It makes it 1st and 15. St. Joseph Ogden has scored on 3 consecutive possessions. Isaiah Olson, 14 for 19 passing for 204 yards and 3 touchdowns. Wants to throw again, does in the flat, and it's off the hands of the intended receiver, J.C. Ducey.
Took a pretty big hit there at the end of that play from Josh O'Hara. I don't think the St. Joe Ogden fans like that one.
The statistics through 3 quarters brought to us by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Boy, look at those rushing yards difference. 45 carries for 370 for Plano, 13 carries, 76 yards for St. Joe Ogden, but that's countered by the passing yards. Plano's only thrown for 10 yards, and you mentioned Isaiah Olson really having a nice night throwing the football.
Total yards, 380 for Plano, 280 for St. Joseph Ogden. Pass to the flat, caught by Becker. Becker close to the first down marker before he's escorted out of bounds into the Spartan bench. And we're going to take another look at this one.
All of a sudden, Becker's becoming part of the offense for St. Joe. I'm not sure he touched the football in the first half, but he's one of their better players, one of their more physical players. And that one, he got very close to the first down.
And they're going to mark, are they going to measure here? Nope, third down, and 1 yard to go for St. Joseph Ogden. Good look at Jim Green, the head coach for the Reapers. His team in a dogfight. Handoff, up the middle, Goins, he's got the first down. All of a sudden, St. Joseph Ogden, they found their offense.
They have. They're getting some tough yardage, too, right there, Goins. There was really nothing there to run against. Goins found a little seam, picked up 3 yards in the first down. They just keep hanging around.
They don't make mistakes, St. Joseph
No.
Ogden. They've only committed 13 turnovers all season coming into this game, and they've not turned it over tonight.
That's a sign of a Dick Duvall team. Very, very well coached.
Now they'll go with an empty backfield, 5 receivers, screen pass near side, Goins. He had a big play on this in the first half. Here, he goes out of bounds. They're going to mark him out at about the 44, and that's a pickup of about 6 yards or so.
You got to love how they move Goins around. You know, they'll put him out here in the slot. They'll put him at fullback. They'll put him at tailback. This one, they just run a quick screen. They know he's one of the best athletes on the field. They're just saying, hey, you're my all-stater. Go make a play for me. Nice pickup by St. Joe Ogden.
They give Goins 7 on that one. correction, 6 to make it 2nd and 4. 11-11 to go in the game. Make a wish, folks. Olsen is going to run it. I'm not sure if that was a straight quarterback draw or not, but it didn't work very well for the Spartans. It brings up 3rd down.
Boy, it almost looked like it was a quarterback draw right there, but there was nothing happening inside against Plano's defense. That's not a place you have a lot of success running the football.
Right now, Olsen has completed 16 passes, and that has set a new Class 3A state championship game record for passes completed. Congratulations to Isaiah Olsen, another broken record.
Another record, exactly. Kind of rewritten some of these record books this year.
Big 3rd down here for the Spartans. Olsen wants to throw. Rolling right. He fires it down the field. It's off the mark, but a penalty flag comes in. Pass intended for Blake Benso.
Boy, it's a late flag, but it's the correct call. The wide receiver was being held there out of his break. Isaiah Olsen did a nice job throwing the football in that direction. Here we're going to get the call.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Boy, tough call against Plano right there. It's 3rd and 7, if you remember. I don't know if we're going to get a look. One of the defensive backs reaches out and grabs the jersey of the St. Joe Ogden wide receiver.
The Plano fans aren't happy, but it goes as a 1st down. It was 3rd and 5. Olsen is hit. The ball's loose. And Becker falls on top of it for the Spartans.
Well, one more time, Robbie LeMaster from his linebacking position. He comes into this game with 8.5 sacks. This one he almost gets a turnover. They're going to call Isaiah Olsen's arm was going forward. It's a pretty good call right there by the officials.
It goes as a loss of 7 on the sack. Inside of 10 minutes for the game.
Good look at LeMaster right there. Boy, he's had a nice season, had 100 tackles, 8.5 sacks.
The transfer from Batavia. Olsen, draw play goes. Working to the right. He's got the 50 hit. Tries to fight forward and gets to the 45 on the Reaper side of the field. Pickup of about 4. And it's 3rd and long here for St. Joseph Ogden.
He's the type of back you always feel like he's one block away from just taking it all the way. And if he would have gotten a block here on the outside, I'm not saying he would have gone all the way, but he would have picked up a lot more yardage.
In the game, Ogden, St. Joseph Ogden with 70 yards rushing. Most of their yardage in this rally has come through the air with Isaiah Olsen and company. Plano has rushed for 370.
Wow.
Toss, Gones, I think he wants to throw. He's looking, firing deep down the field. He's got a man, the ball is caught. It's a touchdown. Guess who once again? It's a 45-yard touchdown reception by Lucas Graves.
Didn't we talk about that? They had to pull out something out of their bag of tricks. And I'll tell you what, this was set up very well. I'm yelling up here that Gones should run that football. He could have picked up 10 yards rushing the football. What a nice throw that Gones makes right here as the receiver gets behind the 2 defensive backs and now has a chance to tie this football game up on the 2-point conversion.
So Plano going, a correction, St. Joseph Ogden going for 2 to try to tie the game at 35. Olsen under center. Timing pattern in the end zone. Guess what? It's caught for 2 by Lucas Graves once again. We're tied at 35.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Don't go anywhere, folks. It's 35-35 here in the Class 3A state championship game. We're back for more excitement after this timeout. Here's the 2-point conversion reception from Lucas Graves, and he got him down.
He got both of them in. Yep. I'll give him that on the NFL level. That was just a nice throw, a nice catch. We have a whole new ball game here with 8:54 left to go in the 4th quarter. This ball game is tied.
With 1:06 left in the 2nd quarter, Plano led this game 28-7.
Right. And you thought, you could literally think, God, this game is over. Plano's defense is too good. They control the ball on offense. St. Joe has battled back.
Here's the return from Green. He's not going to make the 20-yard line. Great kick coverage by St. Joseph Ogden, and Brian Green is bottled up. We're tied at 35. As you see St. Joseph Ogden there, Lucas Graves ending that 76-yard touchdown drive with a 45-yard reception from Mark Gones.
Right. Well, Bott and Ferguson are going to be back in for the Plano offense. They realize as well, being two senior players, they have to be in here in the last part of the fourth quarter.
Lucas Graves, 8 catches for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bott hands off to Nasty. Nick Nasty with a solid run out to the 24-yard line. Pickup of about 7 or 8 yards.
Good blocking by the offensive line right there. Look how they get downfield looking for those defensive backs. Nasty just picks his way through that defensive line, picks up 8.
Plano had 14 first downs in the first half, only 3 so far in the second half. Second back, that's Alvarado, and he should have first down yardage here for the Reapers.
You know, Alvarado's been pretty quiet here in the second half. Had a huge first half. They just haven't had the ball that much. St. Joe has really controlled the clock, really controlled everything here in the second half.
First down, Reapers operating from their own 28-yard line. There you see the first down tally. It was 14-4 at halftime. Here's Ferguson off to the races off the left side, chased down from behind and thrown out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. It's a first down carry for Ferguson.
Well, that's what happens when you bring your cornerback Lucas Graves on a blitz and he runs right by the ball carrier. Ferguson gets outside of them. There's nobody else out there uncontained. Ferguson does a nice job, picks up a first down.
Brody Howlewell able to ride Ferguson out of bounds, but not before he picked up 15 yards and another Reaper first down.
Looked like Ferguson was moving pretty well on that play, Jim.
Yes, it did. Now, Bott has been injured. Ferguson has been injured, but they're both in there right now with the game on the line. It's Nick Nasty up the middle. And before the second down play, we'll go down to the field where Sarah Kustak is standing by.
Well, thanks, Jim. It was getting a little cold, a little dark, and now this place is on fire. All I hear is chants of SJO, and keep in mind, their last 3 wins were decided by 6 points or less. We'll see which team's confidence rises to the top.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Second down play. Handoff Nasty, off right tackle to the 50. It'll be third down and about 3 here. And we have another record set for total yards in a 3A state championship game. Right now, the teams have combined for 759, breaking the old record of 745 set back in 1991.
Wow, by Addison Driscoll.
Well, we have had a lot of fun with both the 1A and the 3A games today.
That's right.
Just dominated by the offense.
We need to tell the audience, too, we remember all of this stats right off the top of our heads, don't we, Jim? This is all just coming out of our memory. We know we know all these stats.
Thank you, Dave Berkson.
Yeah, exactly right.
Is the statistician magnificent?
Extraordinaire, no doubt about it.
Here's Ferguson with a first down run. As the Reapers penetrate into St. Joseph Ogden territory.
Double dive right there. Ferguson, he just doesn't go down on initial contact. Always keeps those legs churning, always keeps the legs moving. Picks up 4 or 5 extra yards. You know, that's a pretty good day right there. 8 rushes, 97 yards. He hasn't played in half this football game.
Well, then after the last run, he's up to 9 carries for 103.
Right.
So 3 backs for Plano, over 100 yards. Nasty, big hole up the middle. He breaks free. See you later. Nick Nasty taking it to the house. 44-yard run for number 44. And Plano is back on top in this state championship game.
You have to understand, that's a kid 6'1", 235 pounds doing that. He looks like a tailback.
There you see Mr. Nasty.
Yeah, I think he likes that one.
Wow. It's a pleasure just to watch this game.
Isn't that great?
Has been a great exhibition by both of these teams. Now, to St. Joseph Ogden, they have another rally.
Well, they've shown it all year, and obviously, as Sarah just said on the sideline, they've done it their last 3 or 4 games. Why can't they do it one more game?
For a 7-point lead. The kick is blocked. Becker got in there and blocked it. He about blocked it with his tummy.
Wow, he sure did. He almost picked that one off the tee, no doubt about it.
All right, it's a 6-point lead for Plano.
And remember, St. Joe has the wind here in the 4th quarter.
We're going to step aside for a timeout. Don't go anywhere, folks. There's still lots of football left. It's the Reapers by 6. There's the blocked extra point as Zach Becker burst in there and blocked the extra point. And the lead for Plano is 6 at 41-35. Lots of time left, 5:39 to go in the quarter. Jernigan with the kickoff. It squibs along the ground. It's rolling free momentarily, and then it's picked up by Becker again. And he's out to the 45-yard line. Great field position.
Just pick up the ball, make one spin, and go upfield. That's the only thing he knows how to do. He's 6'3", 215. He's going to run some people over.
7 plays, 84 yards, just 3 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock, capped off by the 44-yard run for Nick Nasty. He's up to 191 yards rushing.
Wow, great field position here for St. Joe to start this drive with 5:34 left to go, 4th quarter.
Olsen on the pass. He's got his man making the reception. His first reception of the game, Jeremy Weimer.
Pick up a first down for St. Joe Ogden right there. Just a simple out route. Isaiah Olsen, he has just been really accurate this second half.
Well, this Plano defense obliterated 2 really good football teams in Amboy and Bureau Valley the past couple of weeks, allowing a combined 7 points. But St. Joseph Ogden, they have found the answer after falling down 28-7.
That's right. They've only given up 127 points on the entire year coming into this game and have already given up 35. I shouldn't say already. We are late in the 4th quarter.
Olsen wants to throw again. Screens it out to the right. He's got his man. That's Gones. Gones to the 40, breaking free and getting a first down. Hit hard at the end of the run, but he had first down yardage. Gones comes up big once again. How about Isaiah Olsen?
Oh, I'm telling you what.
He is on fire.
He really is. This is a tough throw. When the running back is running away from you, it's so easy to throw that ball back behind him. He always puts the ball out in the lead. Look at that. Gones running people over.
And Gones, again, he's not 235 pounds.
Absolutely.
He's 165 pounds.
All
knocking
muscle.
people around. Back to the straight I formation, Olsen under center. Draw play, Gones to the 30. Gones tripped up as he gets to about the 26-yard line. How big could that blocked extra point from Zach Becker be?
It could be huge. You see the draw play right here. St. Joe's been throwing the ball a lot on first down. That time they elect to go to the draw. Excellent play call. They're facing now 2nd and short.
Gones up to 98 yards rushing. 2nd and short here for St. Joseph Ogden. Spartans down by 6, but they're on the move. They're at the Reaper 25. Olsen throwing again. Down the sideline. Oh, penalty flag comes in, but what a catch. Once again, Lucas Graves with an unbelievable catch. The penalty flag comes in, a 23-yard gain. Graves with his 9th catch of the game.
What a precise throw by Isaiah Olsen. Obviously, they're talking to St. Joe. That penalty's going to be on Plano.
Pass interference against the defense. That penalty's declined. First down.
Wow. Look at the area that ball can get into. It's not very big, and Isaiah Olsen throws that ball right through that window. Graves is able to hang on to it as he's got a defender draped on one of his arms. Great throw, great catch.
Poor Alec Hawes, the defender for Plano. He was right there.
No, he was.
Had his arm right there. It went almost right through his arm. On first down, Gones gets hit, and he's going to be dropped. Loss on the play to about the 4-yard line.
Wow, he took a big hit. Plano saying the ball was out.
They're untangling the pile down there.
Well, the official just raised number 2 in the air, so it's going to be second down from about the 5-yard line. Gones took a huge hit on this play. Oh, this will be a great angle, ground level. You see the big hit by number 11, Victor Diaz, from his linebacking position.
Second down, goal to go for the Spartans. Olsen throwing. The ball deflected up in the air and nearly intercepted. Wow.
Wow, Graves was open again real quick. I'm surprised that Plano was able to knock that ball down. Isaiah Olsen, the quarterback, 6 feet 4 inches tall. He actually hits the back of one of his offensive linemen with that football.
Olsen unhappy with himself. Now it's third down, goal to go. And with 3:12 to go in the game, St. Joseph Ogden is going to spend its first time out here in the second half. Couple of huge plays coming up. The Spartans with an opportunity, if they can convert here, get into the end zone with a conversion kick, they take the lead.
Boy, I think Isaiah Olsen wants that throw back. He just rushed it a little bit, or that was going to be a touchdown.
More excitement tomorrow. 4 more games for you, beginning at 10 o'clock in the morning right here on these same IHSA television network stations. Normal Community against Batavia in the 6A title game. Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin against Woodstock Marion at 1 o'clock for the 5A title. And we continue at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon with the 8A championship game between Chicago Mount Carmel and Wheaton Warrenville South. And the 7A title game tomorrow night at 7, Chicago St. Rita against Lake Zurich.
How do you top a football game like this? The 2 that we've done today have just been outstanding games. Really, all the football has been great today.
41-35, Plano on top. St. Joseph Ogden has it third down, goal to go at the Reaper 4-yard line. There you see Lucas Graves, 9 catches for 211 yards. Having the game of his life. He's lined up as a receiver to the right. Third and goal. Olsen, draw play, goes, touchdown for the Spartans. We're tied at 41.
I absolutely love the play call. Plano brought everybody they could up the gut. St. Joe Ogden, you're going to see they seal down to the right side. Gones just picks his way, walks into the end zone.
And now Nick Chrisman will have the responsibility of trying to put St. Joseph Ogden up for the first time tonight.
Remember, he has missed an extra point tonight.
High snap, and the kick is good.
Got it.
Chrisman puts St. Joseph Ogden on top, 42-41. With 3:09 to play in the fourth quarter.
That might have been Graves' best catch right there. He was the holder on that snap. That was almost over his head. Graves was able to grab it, put it down on the tee. Chrisman kicked it through for the 42-41 lead.
Well, certainly a tale of 2 halves. In the first half, Plano outscored St. Joseph Ogden 28-14. Here in the second half, it is 28-13 in favor of St. Joseph Ogden.
Watch the catch right here by Graves. Watch this snap go really high, almost over his head, back behind his head. Graves is able to put it on the tee, barely. You saw that it was just on the edge of the tee, but enough for Chrisman to get it through.
So now the Reapers get the football back. They've been unstoppable as well. Nick Nasty and company have 3 timeouts left. And they have a sophomore kicker. Their kicker, Kevin Jernigan, as a freshman last year, he kicked a 47-yard field goal.
So he has the leg, no doubt about it. Once again, we're in a record-breaking game here. This is the most points scored in a 3A title game. 83 points. Unbelievable.
So Chrisman will kick off for the Spartans. They've come all the way back from a 28-7 deficit to lead 42-41. The ball goes into the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Ferguson couldn't handle it at about the 3, and the ball rolls into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, a pretty long field here for the Plano offense as we see the last scoring drive. St. Joe, 7 plays, 55 yards. Didn't take up a whole lot of time. 2 minutes, 30 seconds as Gones on the draw play gets in from 4 yards out.
The Reapers have all 3 timeouts from their own 20-yard line. Bott sends Ferguson in motion. It's a handoff. Alvarado, he's got a lot of yards. He's close to first down yardage around the 30-yard line. Luis Alvarado on the run.
Boy, that was a huge block by number 82, Eric Nelson. You see the tight end right there. He gets a pancake block, and Alvarado is able to get upfield and pick up about 11 yards.
Here's a run for Ferguson, going left this time. He's close to another first down.
Wow, they're really struggling with stopping that double dive or double belly, whatever you want to call it. That offensive line is really getting after it right now.
Well, you want to be the team that has the ball last in this game. 475 yards rushing for the Reapers tonight, and they trail by 1. Handoff, Ferguson off left tackle to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 5, 2nd and 5 upcoming.
Folks, they don't change things. They're not going to get in the spread offense. They just don't run it. They're going to stay with what got them here, and that's running the football.
Credit Ferguson with a 4-yard run. Nasty, the single setback. They toss it to him, coming to the near side. Nasty turns the corner. He's got a first down and more as he dances into Ogden territory to the 44-yard line.
Boy, this was almost a lost yardage right here. Nasty's able to give a nice stiff arm to pick up the first down. And you look down on the field, Jared Ferguson, number 8 for Plano, is really bothered by that hip injury.
He's still in there, lined up as the wing to the right. Bott takes, handoff, Ferguson, the counter, big hole. Ferguson has got another Plano first down.
Boy, he's playing on all guts right now and all adrenaline, because you can tell, look at that face. He's hurting, got tears in his eyes. He's just, what a game he's playing.
Certainly, that qualifies for Ferguson, a gutsy performance tonight.
No doubt about it.
In this championship game. Handoff, up the middle, Alvarado breaking free, he's gonna go! Touchdown for Plano. Alvarado into the end zone, and Plano back on top, and there's still 1:46 left in this game.
And who did he get a block from? Jared Ferguson out of his wingback position. Came down in on a hammer block. And Alvarado has struggled a little bit here this second half. Really hasn't had to carry the load, but on this one, he did, and takes it in for the long touchdown run.
47-42 in favor of Plano.
Well, you have to go for 2 here.
Trying to go up by 7. 2-point conversion. And it's no good. St. Joseph Ogden manages to stack up Ferguson. 2-point conversion, no good. 1:46 left to go. St. Joseph Ogden has 2 timeouts left. They trail by 5.
Wind at their back. Here's the 2-point conversion. They really stuffed up Jared Ferguson.
Well, irregardless of class, this is one of the greatest state championship games in the history of Illinois state championship
games. It's the best football
games.
game I've seen. Doesn't matter what class, Jim. It's been unbelievable. Great offense, great individual plays. There has been good defense. I know there's 89 points put on the board, but there's been some incredible defensive plays as well. Good special teams play. We got good kickers, good coaching. This has just been an awesome game.
Well, these teams have combined for 89 points and 950 yards of total offense. St. Joseph Ogden with 401. Plano with 544 yards of offense.
That's right. St. Joe's going to get the ball back here. And remember, their quarterback, Isaiah Olson, is 18 of 25 for 259 yards and 3 TDs. So he's played very well.
Here's the kickoff from Jernigan. And it's fielded inside the 10. On the return for St. Joseph Ogden, Will Lindsay. He's still on his feet, and he's going to give his team great field position. Oh, my. Near the 40-yard line, they're going to mark him at the 41. A return of 33 yards. As there you see the scoring drive for Plano. They needed just a minute 23 and all of that yardage on the ground. 80 yards in a minute 23 on the ground.
That's amazing. They didn't even attempt to pass. They told them they weren't going to pass.
95 seconds left. And the Spartans trail by 5. Isaiah Olson throwing. He's got his man Becker. Becker with another catch to the 46. Pickup of 5.
Third catch of the day for Becker. Boy, he's had a great second half, no doubt about it.
Remember, he was the young man who blocked the extra point.
That's right.
After a Plano touchdown. Olson again. Firing down the right side, the ball up in the air, and it's incomplete. Intended once again for Lucas Graves, who's already caught 9 passes tonight.
That ball sailed a little bit on Isaiah Olson right here. It actually drifts into the center of the field. Graves has him beat on the outside flag movement. That one he just can't bring in. Third and about a long 4, I would call it.
The 89 points scored in this game represents a new record across the board. Any class, most points scored in a state championship game. Olson under pressure, the ball's loose. Scramble for the ball, and let's see. And it's recovered by Plano as Tommy Roll able to cover it up. The previous record was 87 points, but more importantly right now for this game, it's 3rd and long for St. Joseph Ogden. Correction, it's 4th down.
It is 4th down. This will be 4th down. They're going to take a timeout and think about it here. 54 seconds left to go, 4th quarter.
Wow, there you see the score. There you see the time. It all comes down to this for both of these teams. It's going to be 4th and 15 for St. Joseph Ogden.
Well, if you're St. Joe Ogden, you have to find one of 2 players. You got to find Gones.
And Graves.
Or you got to find Graves. You have to. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to their spread formation right here. They could run a little quick stuff as well. They've had some success running the quick screens, slants, that type of thing. But I look for them. They've got to find either Gones or Graves. And if you're Plano, you got to try and bring some pressure. You got to try and get to the quarterback, Isaiah Olson. I would expect they're going to bring some linebackers. They're also going to have those safeties pretty deep.
St. Joseph Ogden needs to get to the Plano 49. It's 4th down. Olson back to pass. Rolling right. Airing it out deep down the field. The ball is going to be caught but out of bounds. Graves made the catch, but he was out of bounds. It's incomplete, and Plano is going to take over on downs with 47 seconds left.
Wouldn't you know, Graves does hang on to the ball, but he's not able to get either foot in bounds. Pretty good throw right there by Isaiah Olson. Boy, that left foot was pretty close to coming down, but obviously it is on the white paint. You can see it right there. Took a huge lick after that, and Plano will get the football back.
And Plano is going to take a timeout. St. Joseph Ogden can stop the clock once.
Man, you hate to see a team lose in this football game. It's unfair. Both these teams have come in here and just laid it all on the line, played their hearts out.
Late in the second quarter, it was 28-7 Plano. St. Joseph Ogden comes back, takes a 42-41 lead. And then Plano comes right back. Here's our Army National Guard defensive play of the game, brought to you by the Illinois Army National Guard. 1-800-GO-GUARD. It's Zach Becker with his blocked extra point. Our Army National Guard defensive player of the game. And Plano to the victory formation. Bott takes a knee. And let's see if St. Joseph Ogden will burn a timeout here. So far, they have not.
They are going to call a timeout, I believe. You can't take it with you. You might as well use it. Well, the coach was indicating it.
And now they will take it with 29 seconds to go.
St. Joe is taking their third and final timeout.
Well, I think that's a timeout so they can get some other players in maybe and get this senior group from both teams a nice hand and walk off the football field. There you see some pretty excited Plano fans and a pretty excited Plano coaching staff as well.
Now everybody here at Memorial Stadium tonight treated to an unbelievable performance from both sides.
I think people have walked in as this game's going on. I mean, you're getting more people in this crowd as this game went on.
Here's our Chevy drive of the game, brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. And it comes from Plano.
Yeah, this is the game, basically the game-winning run by Luis Alvarado. Huge run. And that'll be the last play of the football game.
Bott takes the knee. St. Joseph Ogden cannot stop the clock. And the Reapers will not have to snap it again. That is going to end this classic Class 3A football championship game. There you see Reaper Nation, the IHSA Class 3A state champions for 2006. The clock has reached 0. And in a classic game, the Plano Reapers win it. The first state championship ever in any sport for Plano High School.
It's amazing. All you can do is stand up and clap. This was one of the best high school football games you'll ever see. And that's very obvious by the score, very obvious by the play on the field and the coaching. And man, like we said earlier, you hate to see somebody lose this game. But Reaper Nation, they'll be going wild tonight.
So remember, this is only the third time ever that Plano's been in the playoffs. And they win the state championship.
They win the state, right.
Advanced all the way to the state semifinals last year, came up short on the road at Tuscola. They get into the title game this year, nearly blow a 28-7 lead.
Right.
But they get the job done in the end, and hats off to St. Joseph Ogden. When it was 28-7, they could have mailed it in.
No doubt about it, but they haven't all year. They've battled back, especially in their last 4 or 5 games. And what can you say about Jim Green? 4 years into it, and he's already won a state championship.
Down to the field we go for Sarah Kustak.
Ends in a shootout. Walk me through what was going through your head those last couple minutes of the game.
Well, I thought it was going to be whoever had the ball last, and they had the ball last. Fortunately, we held on those 4 downs and got the ball back, but it was tremendous effort by 2 great teams. I mean, both teams were undefeated. We told the kids there was no way they were going to give up. They were undefeated for a reason, and they're a great ball club. And our rushing attack just prevailed.
And 4 years ago, you go 3-6. You go 3-6 again, 11-2 in the semis. Now you're here today. What does that mean to your school and to you?
Unbelievable. Because I've been there a long time and went through a lot of those other seasons where 3-6 would have been great. But this is a special group. I've worked with a lot of them in youth tackle when I was not coaching in a previous year before I took over as head coach, and that just makes it that much more special. But, what a great ball game to end the night, huh?
Oh, absolutely, Coach. One of the best that we've seen. Well, congratulations. I'm going to let you go celebrate with your team.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to you next season.
Talk to that guy right there. He's pretty good.
Oh, and here's the other one we need. Right over here. Come on over. We have Nick Nasty, our country insurance player of the game, and gutsy performance, to say the least. Tell me what you were thinking on that last drive.
Well, the whole game was like, this isn't happening, It was just like our second round game. We would score, they'd score. We would score, they'd score. I mean, not the funnest game to play in until the end when you're winning. So, I mean, it still doesn't seem real. It's very surreal.
And this is your senior year, last high school football game that you're ever going to play. What does that feel like right now?
I really don't know. I'm just glad I can share it with all my friends. They've been brothers since I was 8 years old. We've all been playing together, best friends. So it's just great to be able to start and end with them.
You have 3 touchdowns. You're playing both ways all game long. What do you feel like right now?
It doesn't even seem real right now. I mean, I don't really care what I did as long as we won.
Absolutely. We'll go celebrate with your team. Congratulations. Guys, saw a good one, to say the least. Back up to you.
All right, Nick Nasty, 21 carries, 202 yards. How about Luis Alvarado tonight? I nominate him for player of the game number 2.
No doubt about it.
13 carries, 175 yards, 3 touchdowns for Alvarado. Jared Ferguson also over 100 yards with 129. We've got more postgame here from Memorial Stadium in Champaign. There you see Plano wins the 3A state championship in a shootout, 47-42 over St. Joseph Ogden. We're back for more in just a moment.
47-42 in a game they will be talking about for years. Plano, your Class 3A state champions, a remarkable performance by these two teams. We welcome you back here to Memorial Stadium. And I have to tell you here, during this entire second half, this booth that we are in right here, it was emotion back and forth. And I don't know if I can recall a game that it played itself out the way this one did.
That game was nonstop from beginning to end. The second half was incredible. I was wrong about my prediction that it wouldn't be so much offense in the second half. That was incredible.
Yeah, it was. What a performance, what a comeback, what a gutsy group of kids in St. Joe. To come back from, when it looked like maybe they were going to get blown out early, they came back, got the score before the half, and then just an incredible second half. I thought that Olson and Graves were tremendous. I thought Becker made some great plays. Gones played well. Where do you start and stop in a game like this? But boy, it sure was a fun game to watch, and it's another one of those ones that's unfortunate someone has to end up on the losing end of that game.
When you take a look, and there's the second place trophy being hoisted above by St. Joe Ogden. That's tough. 4 times they have come here, and 4 times they've come away with the second place trophy. But you know what? They've been here 4 times. Here's your Baker Square scoring recap. Baker Square, make sure you visit Baker Square to make your Christmas pie reservations tomorrow, or you can order online at bakersquare.com. Well, there it is. There's your second half. Ducey, 11-yard touchdown reception, 28-21. Remember, this was a 28-7 game. Plano comes back nasty, the 72-yard run, 35-21. Back comes St. Joe Ogden. Becker with the 3-yard touchdown reception. We've got ourselves an 8-point game. On and on we go. You think, okay, well, the scoring's got to be just about done. Game gets tied. St. Joe in the fourth quarter, Graves in that 45-yard touchdown reception. Plano, nasty, he's not done yet. 44-yard touchdown run, a 6-point difference. But then St. Joe Ogden takes their first lead of the game when Gones scores on that 4-yard touchdown run, 42-41. So what do the Reapers do? They come right on back with that. Luis Alvarado, almost 200 yards rushing. There's 33 of them, and there is your game winner. And the thing that I find somewhat ironic here as we take a look at Plano receiving their medals is that in a game where we had 89 points scored, it came down to a defensive stop to turn the ball over on downs to end the game.
Yeah, no doubt. How about Plano? Every time they had to answer the bell, they sure did. I know St. Joe did as well, but Plano in the end ended up answering the bell, and then defensively as well, answer it at the very end.
When you take a look, you talk about the emotions that go through Plano. We heard Nick Nasty say, he couldn't believe what was happening out there, but somehow, some way, the Reapers sucked it up, Scott, and they're going to put that big trophy above their heads here in just a second.
Yeah, they are. I don't know that they've ever been behind in a game all season long, or especially late in the game, and what a way to finish the season by coming back. But, I've been through a lot of battles with Coach Duvall over the course of the 13 years that I've been at Unity. Maybe one of the finest performances I've seen out of his group. I didn't think they would quit. It's been a characteristic of theirs, and I feel honored to be a part of this broadcast, to be a part of this game. And I wanted to say to Coach Duvall and St. Joe, great game. Keep your heads up. There's a lot of people that would like to have been in your position.
Plano making just their 3rd playoff appearance in their history, all of a sudden claims that first place trophy. Let's go down right now to Sarah Kustok. She has Coach Duvall standing by.
Thanks, guys. Coach, give me your thoughts on this gutsy performance you had today.
They made one more play than we did. I mean, we just couldn't stop them defensively, but we talked about leaving the game on empty, and I think our kids left the game on empty, and that's all you can ask. And very proud of what we did today. I just wish we could be on top, but only one team can, and hats off to Plano. They did the job tonight.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate the effort and the show you put on tonight. Take care. Back up to you guys.
Classy move by Dick Duvall to take time in what has to be one of the toughest moments of his life. Again, he was turned away for the 4th time for that state championship trophy. Tell you what, there's big numbers all around. Let's take a look at our Menards final stats. Save big money at Menards. It is not a misprint. Rushing yards, Plano, 532 yards. That's amazing. And yet, as Dick Duvall just said, St. Joe Ogden came up just one play short.
532 yards, 60 attempts. Unbelievable in the state championship game.
Yeah, and St. Joe, who's generally a running team, counters that with just a tremendous performance by Isaiah Olson, the quarterback. Graves is a receiver in that group of kids, 321 yards receiving. The time of possession, they got it back a little bit closer, but very few penalties. What a great ball game, and a great effort by both sides.
Well, gentlemen, appreciate you joining us here tonight. Scott Hamilton from Tolono Unity, and next to me, Jason Kirby from Sherrard. Gentlemen, it's been a great day, capped off by a great game. Thanks a bunch.
Yeah, what a great day, and thanks for having to be a part of it.
Thanks. That was unbelievable day of football.
All right, we can relax, but not Jim Spencer. He still has a couple of seconds to go. Jim, back to you.
All right, Dave, thank you very much, and I just reiterate kind of what they said. It was a privilege to watch this game. Great performances, Zach Becker and Luis Alvarado, Jared Ferguson, Isaiah Olson, Nick Nasty. Just heroic performances by all of those kids. They laid it all on the line. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose, and Plano wins the championship. As we look at some of the highlights here from the game, our Baker Square highlights. Here's the J.C. Ducey. Yeah, I like that name too.
Oh, great throw once again by Isaiah Olson. Had a huge game. Here's Nick Nasty taking it the distance. He just had an unbelievable great. Isn't it amazing how the Stars just rise to the occasion? It was just awesome.
He should have been down at the line of scrimmage, and instead he takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. Isaiah Olson with the pass here to Zach Becker, and Becker gets into the end zone for the touchdown there. Lots of highlights, and Luis Alvarado breaking
one of the
free.
players of the game right there, Luis Alvarado, no doubt about it.
Alvarado with 175 yards rushing. Nasty goes over 200. The quarterback Isaiah Olson for St. Joseph Ogden, he passes for 265 yards, 938 yards of total offense, and 89 points in this game.
It was just a tremendous
Absolutely
game
unbelievable.
on any level. It was just one of the best games I've ever been involved in. The weather cooperated. The fans were great. Our staff was great. It was an all-around great football game.
Yeah, a great day today. Maroa Forsyth, Tuscola, Addison Driscoll, Plano, your state champions today. And we've got 4 more games tomorrow. Unbelievable. So it's a great weekend. A great feast of football. Steve Mays, great job.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Dave Berkson, our statistician, was unbelievable today.
You got a workout tonight.
We thank him for all of his help, making sure that he kept us up to date on what's going on. And we're back at you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock here on the IHSA Television Network.